It's been countdown to kickoff. The opening kick is right around the corner.
It's about to get ugly.
Back to the stadium we go for Trojan football on KINA Sports.
You're 5'11", 192 pounds.
Welcome back into Minneapolis High School. Pregame just about over, and it's time for the real game to start here between Southeast of Saline and Minneapolis. Glad you could join us here on KINA. It's 9:10 a.m., also 107.5 FM. You can also listen online at Saline Post, but you can also listen as well as see live stream video presented by Assyria Hardware and Oil of tonight's contest. Two undefeated teams getting ready to go out at Southeast of Saline here, visiting Minneapolis. It's game number 2 of a 3-game road swing that Southeast of Saline is currently on. Of course, last week it was at Beloit. Tonight it is here in Minneapolis. Next week we'll be in Halstead to take on the Dragons. So 3 road games in a row before we finally return back to the campus of Southeast of Saline. So still some work to do here on this 3-game road swing. This is game number 2 of that swing. And it's Minneapolis playing host here with their artificial turf on the campus of Minneapolis High School. Tom Flax in his 4th year for the Lions. And in his first 3 seasons, the Lions have gone 4-5 every single year. So they're excited to be off to a 2-0 start this year. They have wins so far against Republic County, week number 1. Here on their home field, Minneapolis won that game over the Buffalo, 18-6. And then last week, Minneapolis traveled into Salina to take on the Sacred Heart Knights, and they won that game 37-0. So Russ Kossel, not only are the Minneapolis Lions 2-0 right now, but they have 2 league wins. We talk about that all the time because of the scheduling and the structure of high school football. Leagues have kind of gone by the wayside, but Minneapolis has been able to get 2 league wins, and they're looking for their 3rd tonight, but so is Southeast of Saline. They're looking for their 2nd league win after winning against Beloit last week.
Yeah, you said it great. So
we'll actually take a break here for the national anthem and come back after this on KINA.
The Bennington State Bank proudly supports local sports and wants each student to know that their hard work and talent is noticed and appreciated. At Bennington State Bank, they care about local communities and are committed to fostering long-term relationships through the delivery of excellent customer service, integrity, and fairness. From helping local businesses acquire relief loans to supporting community youth and nonprofits to helping you purchase your dream home or invest in your future, Bennington State Bank is here to help. Give them a call to experience exceptional banking with hometown service. Bennington State Bank, your trusted hometown bank. Member FDIC.
Put up more hay crop in less time with the Case IH Premium Round Balers. The RB565 Premium Round Baler from Case IH consistently builds bales even in varying crop and field conditions. With an overshot feeder and 5-bar pickup, the Case IH RB565 Premium Round Baler allows you to maximize your productivity on every pass. To find out more on the Case IH RB565 Premium Round Baler, see Can Equip in Salina.
Citizens State Bank has been serving Kansas for over 100 years. We are a full-service bank that can service your personal, business, and agricultural lending and deposit needs. Citizens State Bank offers 24/7 convenience with mobile deposit, online banking, and our ATM conveniently located in front of the building. Stop by and see our friendly and helpful staff. Citizens State Bank at 600 Maple Street in Gypsum, Kansas. Citizens State Bank and Trust Company is a proud supporter of the Southeast of Saline Trojans.
You're listening to Trojan football on KINA Sports.
Back here at Minneapolis High School, just about ready to get this one going between Southeast of Saline and Minneapolis. Some other games tonight. Central plays Emporia. South plays Campus. Sacred Heart is at Ellsworth. That'll be an interesting game because Sacred Heart takes their 1-1 record into a 2-0 Ellsworth team. There are 3 teams right now in the North Central Activities Association off to a 2-0 start between Southeast of Saline, Minneapolis, and also Ellsworth. Abilene is at Clay Center. The Cowboys are off to a 2-0 start. Canton Galva is at Solomon tonight as well. Well, we talked a little bit with head coach Mitch Gephardt about being here on this field and in this stadium, and it's been a while. We kind of went on and off with Minneapolis there for a while in Mitch Gephardt's 12 years so far. He's in his 13th season now, but it's been since 2016 since we had a varsity football game between Southeast of Saline and Minneapolis here on this field. It was 2016 that Southeast came in here and won 54-6. This Minneapolis team, they're not flashy. They don't have mind-blowing stats, but off to a 2-0 start, as Coach Gephardt said, it's hard to win.
Yeah, and a 2-0 start's a 2-0 start, Devin. So Minneapolis coming in with a full head of steam. Obviously, Southeast Saline doing the same thing after getting a huge road win at Beloit. And you can look at two things, and people probably say strength of schedule and who Minneapolis played or who Southeast played. And, yeah, you can look at that because Southeast has played a team that went to the state title game last year and a team that made a deep run into the playoffs in their first two games. So, nonetheless, both teams are 2-0. I imagine both teams will be fired up and ready for this game.
And it's a packed crowd. I don't know that you could fit more purple into the visiting stands, and a lot of Southeast people have spilled onto the track and also into the home stands here on the side that we are on the Minneapolis sideline, looking at the field that way. And it's a big, big night. Of course, Southeast of Saline always travels well. The fans and parents of the Trojans always show up, but a big promotion tonight by our friends at the Bennington State Bank. They actually covered a mission, paid for everybody's ticket that came out to the game tonight, so a very nice gesture by the fine folks at Bennington State Bank. And, of course, we will have an eye on that Bennington State Bank scoreboard all night long to keep you updated on some area scores. Coin toss going on right now at midfield as Southeast of Saline comes into tonight. As you view it on SalinaPost.com with live stream video, you will see Southeast of Saline wearing their all-white jerseys, white pants, white jerseys, purple helmet with the Trojan on the side. Minneapolis in a red pant, navy blue top with white numerals, and a white helmet with the blue M on the side for the Lions.
Minneapolis going to win the toss and defer to the second half. Southeast looks like they will probably receive the ball on the north side of the field.
Go down to Jed Smith, but it's going to be 85 degrees here at kickoff, sunny until that sun sets. A south-southeast breeze at 10 miles per hour. And when you look at this artificial surface, Jed, and the weather that we have been gifted by the good Lord above here tonight, it is a perfect night for football.
Friday night lights, Devin. Right now you got a beautiful skyline. We got a little bit of clouds and some sun. There is a breeze. I do expect that to affect some of the passing game here tonight, especially after the sun goes down. It gets a little colder. But all in all, I'm out here in shorts and a T-shirt, and I think I'm going to have a great night.
Should be a very good night. Of course, some showers, a couple pop-up thunderstorms earlier in the day, and a lot of that went to the east and exited, and time to get us a good Friday night of football here in Minneapolis, Kansas. Southeast of Saline will receive the toss, as you said, Russ, and they will come out with this offense. This is a Trojan offense, by the way. In the first 2 weeks, they have gone over the 400-yard mark, and they are right now sitting at almost 900 yards of offense on the season.
Yeah, and when you turn around and look at the other side of the field in Minneapolis and their offense, only about 350 to 400 total in their two games, and Southeast is averaging that in each game this year. So a big test early in the season for this Minneapolis defense to try to stop the Southeast offense.
Southeast of Saline has Nathan Friesen, Cameron Whitty back deep for the Trojans, and the ball will go in the air. Minneapolis kicks off, and it will be taken at the 12-yard line by Cameron Whitty. Look out. Whitty makes one cut. He's across the 50 to the 40. Looks over his left shoulder. 30, 20, 10, 5. To the house goes Southeast of Saline. Back on his first kick return of the season, it is Cameron Whitty all the way down the left hash. He made one slight cut to the inside and was able to outrun this entire coverage team for the Lions.
Yeah, that absolutely incredible return right there by Cameron Whitty. Like you said, the first time we've seen him back all year down there. Caught it about the 20-yard line, 21-yard line. Just made one cut, and then the rest was history, and just outran this whole Minneapolis kick coverage team. 12 seconds into the game, Devin, 6-0.
Extra point coming up here for Southeast of Saline. Their offense will get on the field here for the swinging gate. They are going heavy to the left-hand side. Landon Allard will pitch it back to Wyatt Boyd, who will cut it back inside. That's a different wrinkle to the swinging gate, as Boyd was able to follow that line in. And a legal play, obviously. And, boy, what a start here for the Southeast Trojans. We'll step aside. 30-second timeout. Back with more Lion football against the Trojans. Lions should have it after this.
When does normal acute pain become abnormal chronic pain? Chronic pain can be one of two types, nociceptive and neuropathic. Each type differs based on what causes it, what it feels like, and what treatments may relieve it. Neuropathic pain can often be managed by a therapy called neurostimulation or spinal cord stimulation. If you suffer from chronic pain, ask your primary care physician for a referral to the Saline Pain Clinic. Our pain specialist will discuss the right options to manage your pain. Online at SalinePainClinic.org.
You are listening to Southeast Trojan football on KINA Sports.
Southeast of Saline with a big kickoff return to start this game by Cameron Woody. 78 yards on that kick return for the Trojans, and they are already in the end zone with a 2-point conversion. Wyatt Boyd got the run on the 2-pointer, and Southeast of Saline off to a fast start in this game, leading 8-0.
Number 2, Braylon Smith.
Braylon Smith will be back deep for the Minneapolis Lions here. Wyatt Boyd, of course, will kick it off for the Southeast of Saline Trojans.
You can't ask to start a better game than that. That's about the perfect way to start a football game right there.
Coach Gebhardt told me in pregame he thought his special teams could play better than what they have been. He was happy with the improvement week 1 to week 2, but he said there's still some things that we can do better. Here's the kick return taken back. Here comes Minneapolis now on the return, and a flag on the play as the Lions bring it out to about the 28-yard line. Braylon Smith on the return there for the Minneapolis Lions as we check the flag. Josiah Monday out there on the tackle for Southeast of Saline on coverage. He will anchor this defensive line for Southeast of Saline along with Slade Johnson and Trevor Keller. Cameron Woody will be running around. We'll never know where to find him on defense as he plays all over the place. He will be backed up with the linebacking core of Caden Isaacson, Mac Chambers, Landon Allen. We'll see Daniel Kerr out there on defense quite a bit tonight, along with Jacob Gebhardt and also Wyatt Boyd, who's playing for an unavailable Michael Murray tonight. Michael still nursing a little bit of an injury. Coach Gebhardt going to the precautionary stance tonight, keeping him out of this game. The penalty was against Minneapolis. They will have it now at their own 18-yard line. Come the Lions on a keeper to the right-hand side. All the way down the right-hand sideline is Gabe Heiser.
Great job right there by Minneapolis to get to the corner and able to turn it up as corner out there kind of got hooked in and sucked in a little bit on the play action by the quarterback. So good start for Minneapolis.
10-yard carry by Gabe Heiser on the pitch. First down and 10 for the Lions. Ryan Parks turns. He's trying to get his backs set behind him. Double wing back offense here. One of them will go in motion. Here's the pitch out to the left-hand side. This will be Braylon Smith, and Smith is going to get tackled at the line of scrimmage and lose maybe a yard on the play.
And that's exactly what should have been done on the first play of the game. Wyatt Boyd right there did a great job taking on the lead blocker and the pulling guard, making him cut back into the middle of that defense and able to stop him for a yard gain.
They're going to start it for a yard gain. That'll be just shy of the 30-yard line. 2nd down and 9 coming up for the Lions. They'll break huddle, come to the line of scrimmage. Again, double wing back set, in tight, one wide receiver, split left to the near side as we view it here from the home stance. Here's play action. In there on the offensive backfield is Daniel Kerr, as Nathan Friesen was the first one, that's Cameron Woody was the first one to arrive, and then Daniel Kerr came in and cleaned it up and was able to take the yard away that Minneapolis gained on first down. Now it's 3rd down and 10 coming up.
Yeah, and a great job right there following pursuit. And we talked to Coach Gebhardt, and he said quarterback's going to run around. Ryan Parks is going to run left, run right, look to jog around a little bit to try to turn it upfield.
4 wide receivers, 3 of them to the right-hand side, the far side of the field. Parks rolls out that way, has the ball down to his right shoulder, directing traffic. Now he's going to hold up and throw it, and it's picked off. Southeast of Saline has an interception at the 45-yard line. Hopping up with the football on the back end for Southeast of Saline's defense is Daniel Kerr.
Yeah, right. Jed, you had a good view of that down there of Daniel Kerr getting that interception right there.
Just a gift from Ryan Parks right there. He was throwing off his back foot as he was running out of bounds, and he just didn't quite get enough on it. He had 2 receivers up over the top, but didn't get the ball further enough down the field. INT, Southeast Saline takes over.
And good field position here for Southeast of Saline. They take over at the Minneapolis 45-yard line. Here's the dive right up the middle. Luke Gebhardt will keep it on the quarterback keeper, and he will get about 3 yards. Out to the 42-yard line in Minneapolis territory. See what Southeast of Saline can do here with the turnover. Not a lot of turnovers generated by the Trojans so far. Matter of fact, they come into this game at negative territory, Russ.
Yeah, and they were plus, 19-20 last year.
Plus 19. Here is a pass out to Jake Gebhardt. Jake is going to have it real close to the sticks, about a yard shy, and that'll bring up 3rd down and 1.
great pocket right there for Luke Gebhardt, able to step up and throw it to Jake on that little 8-yard out route. Great job right there, the offensive line. Like you said, I think this on the wall right up front is going to be key right now to give Luke Gebhardt enough time to throw the ball.
There were 4 different receivers for Southeast of Saline that caught at least 60 yards worth of passes each last week. Here's the give to Friesen right off the right-hand side. He's going to dive ahead. He's going to take the football to the 32-yard line, and it's a gain of 4 and a first down for Southeast of Saline behind the running of Nathan Friesen.
Yeah, nothing right there. Southeast is going to go quick.
33-yard line. And they are already lined up. Empty backfield, 5 wide receivers. Minneapolis brings the blitz. Luke Gebhardt gets rid of it, and he goes to Landon Allen, and Allen pitches the football, but it goes ahead. That's an illegal forward pass, so that's going to cost Southeast of Saline, Russ.
Yeah, he's hitting his helmet, knew it. I think he had the right idea that wanted to lateral it, but you can't lateral it forward, so that's going to be an illegal forward pass on Southeast.
Landon Allen had a 2-yard gain before the illegal forward pass. That will send Southeast of Saline back here in negative territory. And, Jed, that's one of those deals that everybody might look at Landon, and he's got his hands on his helmet and kind of disgusted with himself, but we don't know what's going on the field. If somebody's calling for that ball or the chatter going on is interesting. I'll come to you after this play. So Southeast still trying to get the chain set here.
And that's a loss of down as well.
Yes, sir. 2nd down. And about 13. Gebhardt rolling out to the right-hand side. Has Allen again. Landon's going to make up for it. 30, 20. Ran out of bounds just about the 10-yard line. A big chunk of change here for Southeast of Saline. And Landon Allen, 26 yards.
Hey, Devin, just quickest way to get everyone to stop talking about whether or not he should or shouldn't have pitched it is to throw the ball right back to him and let him pick up that first down.
All the way down to the 10-yard line. They're ready to go again. 4 wide receivers on the left-hand side to the back of the end zone. It is up and it is tipped. And we're going to have a flag in the offensive backfield here for Southeast of Saline. Looks like maybe a bad block on one of the linemen for the Trojans.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what you're going to get right here. Gebhardt just tried to lay it over the top of the defender and just unable to get it there. Unfortunately, the penalty is going to be a bad block for Southeast, so it negated it anyway.
Illegal block here, so we will step this one off and go backwards again. Penalty, something Coach Gebhardt and I talked about in the pregame. I asked him if he was concerned with the number of penalties so far. He said, I'm always concerned. It just puts you in situations that you shouldn't be in. Right now, that situation is 1st down and 20, back at the 25-yard line. There's the keeper by Luke Gebhardt. Actually, it's a little bit more than 1st and 20. 1st and 25. Gebhardt did get a few yards there, taking the football to the 23-yard. Second carry of the night. Here's Luke now to pass. Gebhardt right into the right hash, and a pass to Cameron Wyatt Boyd on the catch there, and he is hit immediately at the 18-yard line. Gain of 7.
It might have been Ryan Parks right there coming up from the safety spot, making a good stick right there and a great open field tackle. Bring up 3rd and long here for Southeast.
Wyatt Boyd, his first catch of the day. Gebhardt, empty backfield, 5 wide receivers, wants to go deep, back corner of the end zone, and a big catch in the back corner by Jake Gebhardt. Gebhardt went up and took it off the top of the defensive back for the Minneapolis Lions, and it's the 2nd touchdown of the night as Jake goes up and ladders one away for the Trojans.
Yeah, and you're exactly right. Jake climbing the ladder right there, going up, knowing he didn't have hardly any room in the far back corner of the end zone, was able to get not only one but both feet in bounds. 2 hands on it, going to the ground, holds the ball up in the air. Excellent job right there, and a great throw by Luke.
18 yards, brother to brother. Luke to Jake Gebhardt there for the touchdown, and an amazing catch and way to get the feet down for Jake Gebhardt. Here's the quarterback draw now for 2, and it's all Luke Gebhardt on this one. Southeast of Saline battling some early penalties here, but on the scoreboard with 8:11 left to go in the first quarter, it is 16-0 Trojans as you listen to it here on KINA and watch it on SalinaPost.com.
This October, the Zombies are coming to Elite Sports Paintball Complex, and we need to prepare now. Here's what you should know. There will be a limited number of people each night for the Zombie Expedition. The best way to secure your spot for the upcoming Zombie Expedition is to reserve your space now. Don't miss out. We need your help in fighting zombies. Tickets are available right now at zombieexpedition.com.
You're listening to Southeast of Saline football on KINA.
Good start here by the Southeast of Saline Trojans. The Kansas Football Coaches Association has the Trojans listed as number 1 in Class 2A. So far off to a good start here in Minneapolis against another 2-0 team, the Minneapolis Lions. Devin Haney along with Russ Kossel, Jed Smith's on the field. Big Sam Purdy producing and engineering back at Eagle Radio Salina at the KINA studios. 16-0, Southeast of Saline. Wyatt Boyd has it teed up and ready to go once again here on this turf in Minneapolis.
And we were down there earlier. Real nice field out here in Minneapolis, but real nice field for Southeast so far. Running the opening kickoff back. Penalties, I'm sure, are irking at Coach Gebhardt over there on the sideline, but able to put it in the end zone for 6.
Also, the penalties, I know, muddied that drive up a little bit, but remember that possession was created by the Southeast of Saline's defense and their interception. Here's a return now. Mason Smith, he's going to take it right up the middle, and he will be dumped at the 30-yard line, and Minneapolis will come out for their second drive.
And see what Minneapolis comes out. They had really their first play of the game, gaining about 11 or 12 yards. Great job right there, but Southeast kind of buckled down after play 1 and was able to hold them.
I'm going to call the start of this drive the 31-yard line for the Lions. Red pants, navy blue tops. Trojan defense ready to go here. They're going to put a wide receiver out on the edge on both sides. 2 wingbacks in tight. Huser is the running back. Here's the give to the wingback coming around on the side, and a big hit over here on the sideline after a gain of a couple that time. Paying the price, looking for the edge, was Braylon Smith.
Yeah, Danny Kerr came over and laid a shot from that safety position, and a great job right there coming up and filling the gap.
33-yard line, 2nd down and 8 for the Lions. Operating from the left hash are the Lions. This time just 1 wide receiver to the short side of the field, left-hand side of the Lion offense. Huser, the lone back in the backfield. Now, actually, he was lined up as a wingback that time and took the handoff, lost the football. Southeast claiming possession. The officials come running in from the side, and it will be Trojan football, it appears, as the Southeast defense comes up with it. From the bottom of the pile, it's Landon Allen.
And I don't know if you saw this, Devin, but Southeast is blitzing to the motion side. So if the guy's motioning to the right, they're blitzing the left linebacker to hit it. Mac Chambers was on his stomach and reached up and had a hold of the ball carrier on his way to the ground when it got punched out.
So Landon Allen off to a good start here defensively. Got a fumble recovery off the bottom of the pile there. All of a sudden, the Trojan offense has it back, and they are in Minneapolis territory here. They will start this drive, their second drive of the game, at the Minneapolis 33-yard line. Sun beginning to set. I'm sure that'll be to the relief of the Trojan fans that are staring right into it currently. Here's Gebhardt rolling out left, and he's going to throw an interception. Minneapolis takes it away. He overthrew Landon Allen, it looked like maybe he was looking for. 2 receivers in the same spot, Russ, and usually that's not a good sign.
Yeah, you had 1 short and 1 about 7 yards behind on that double out route, and he kind of threw it really right in between both of them, and the defender for Minneapolis he didn't really have to jump, just kind of put his hands up and snatched it right out of the air.
So a good play there by Braylon Smith for the Minneapolis Lions. He gets the ball back for the Lion offense. Here comes Smith now on the carry, end around, looking for the sideline, looking for the edge, and there isn't one because Landon Allen is there to shut it down. Maybe got a couple on the play as he ran all the way across the field to the Minneapolis sideline and then was lassoed and tied by Landon Allen.
Yeah, Landon Allen did a great job of not letting him be able to get the sideline, but keep him stretched out far to the sideline and able to push him out of bounds. So a great job right there.
2nd down and 8. Ball setting at the 28-yard line. Defensive line moving around here for the Trojans. Minneapolis in a shotgun. They're going to snap it back to Parks. Now give it to Huser. Huser going right this time, and he's going to lose the yardage that Minneapolis just picked up and probably one more. Great play out there on the edge by Jake Gebhardt. Jed, we hear opposing coaches a lot talk about the concern about Southeast of Saline's team speed. As a team, top to bottom, everybody's concerned about it. Field level, it always looks different. How are you viewing it right now on turf level?
I think you're seeing it with every one of these sweeps where they're getting tackled by not just one player either. Before they get around the edge, it's 2 or 3 Southeast of Saline Trojans. They have full team defensive speed. It is fun to watch them fly around the field right now.
Loss of 3 there brings up 3rd down and 10. Back to the 26-yard line. Minneapolis on a sweep. They come to Braylon Smith. He's looking for somewhere to go. Can't find anywhere to go. And he's going to be tackled with 2 flags coming in on the play. This might be offsetting here. I saw a couple things. I'll let the men in the stripes go ahead and make this call. Saw a potential hold, maybe even a potential face mask.
They're coming over to both talk to Southeast. It's
okay.
It was just both flags were for the same thing, holding over there, and Landon Allen was getting held and still made the tackle.
The face mask to me also was questionable because I saw a Southeast of Saline arm from wrist to elbow come down across the mask. It wasn't a grab and a turn or anything like that. It was just incidental contact. So the penalty will be declined by Southeast of Saline. That'll put Minneapolis in a 4th down and 10, and they will bring their punting unit on as Braylon Smith will ask for this snap. Heat a little bit by Southeast of Saline. And a fair catch called for at the 50-yard line, and a little love tap there by Minneapolis as the catch was taken by Daniel Kerr, and Southeast of Saline will start at their own 49. So far, things pretty good. As we talked about it, now we're 2 touchdowns in. We got off such a quick start here, Russ. Your new image audio, keys to success, and I think we both agreed it started up front.
Yeah, it started up front, and now, you led the turnover battle on the first drive of the game. You got them picked off, and then you gave them one right back. So now you're dead even. So I think if you can come away with a few more turnovers and get on the positive side, that will be a key to this game.
Trojans put 2 wide receivers over to the left-hand side. They keep Landon Allen in tight. Here's Wyatt Boyd in motion. Friesen will come through the hole. He's into the second level now, makes contact with a linebacker, and he is able to win that battle for a gain of 9 on Nathan Friesen's second carry of the night. He has a baker's dozen on 2 carries, 13 yards.
And Caden Isaacson right there leading the way about 8 yards down the field, pushing his guy straight down.
2nd down and short. Here's Luke Gebhardt. He's into the second level now, and it really looks like the last line of defense here, literally, for the Minneapolis defense is Gabe Huser.
Yeah, and he's obviously leading the team. He's making about every tackle.
Heaser, I apologize. So to the 31. That was a gain of 10. On the play.
Yeah, and I think that Southeast tried to go quick and went on 2, and Minneapolis jumped off sides, and that's exactly what it is. So a free 5 yards for Southeast.
So Southeast of Saline will continue the march towards the goal line at the south end zone, where they have scored all 16 of their points so far. Ball on the 26. 1st down and 5. Gebhardt back to pass. Looking. Now he has a guy out in the flat open. It's Friesen. He'll catch it at the 12. Get to the 10. Check a tackle there, and then brought down at the 2. It's a gain of 24 on 1st and 5, and now it's 1st down and goal in the Kane-equipped red zone.
Yeah, and Luke Gebhardt had all the time in the world right there. The pocket just perfectly forming around. He's able to stay up on his toes and just find Friesen wide open in the flat.
Nathan Friesen's first catch of the night, and again we see Luke Gebhardt spreading it around, equal opportunity passer, empty backfield. Gebhardt wants to keep it himself, has to shake a tackle. Now he's at the goal line, reaching, stretching, scoring again. Luke Gebhardt has just scored Southeast of Saline's 3rd touchdown on the evening with a 2-yard quarterback run.
And Jed, I want to throw this down to you. You saw that right at field level, the pocket that Luke had right there, and all kinds of time to find Friesen.
I've been wanting to point it out. Big number 62 from Minneapolis, been getting excellent pressure, Camden Robbins, but the Southeast Saline Trojans have been right by him by the time he gets to him.
Here's a 2-point conversion to Landon Allen, and he will have it on a barrel roll right across the line of scrimmage. 3 for 3 on 2-point conversion attempts are Southeast of Saline, and the Trojans have taken a commanding early lead here of 24-0, right? Scoreboard says 28.
Yeah. You're correct at 24-0.
Yes. Okay.
3 touchdowns with 3 2-point conversions, 8 times 3.
It seems like we're going to get there sooner or later, but I didn't want to. I thought it was 24-0 our score. So Luke Gebhardt on a 2-yard touchdown quarterback keeper. And guys, we just continue to move the football back and forth here, and it seems like this football game so far has all been played on the south end of the field. We have not crossed the 50 for any reason so far yet.
I think the only time the ball crossed the 50 was on the opening kickoff that Wyatt Boyd ran back for a touchdown.
Did it in a blur.
Yeah, so you're right. That is the only time. Bennington State Bank scoreboard update here out of Clay Center. 3:14 left to go in the first. Clay Center 17, Abilene 0.
That's interesting. Clay Center is on Southeast of Saline's schedule as a non-district game. Abilene off to a 2-0 start. Abilene 4A, Clay Center 3A, both of them in the North Central Kansas League. Interesting score there. I think the Tigers are going to be solid this year. We've seen them in the playoffs and kind of kept an eye on them the last couple of years just because of the way things aligned in 3A. But the schedule's a little bit weird this year because we start district play next week at Halstead, then we step out of district for a home game with Clay Center, and then go back into district. Here's a kickoff by Wyatt Boyd. It'll be placed at the 16-yard line where Minneapolis will take it. Now they have a return cooking, but it's going to be ended there pretty quick by Daniel Kerr and Slade Johnson on the coverage. Minneapolis will come out and start this drive at the 34, and they have yet to cross the 40-yard line with their offense.
Yeah, and kickoff coverage I don't think has really been an issue for the special teams part that Gebhardt said we can do better at, because they do a great job of keeping minimal field position for their opposing team.
We talked about Wyatt Boyd's leg. We saw him on that point after kick just blast it through the uprights in that wind last week. And he said strategically we don't use that a lot because we're placing balls in spots where we think it's beneficial to us. Here's the end around. Smith has it again, and Braylon Smith is going to be swallowed up in the backfield. A big play there by the defensive end for Southeast of Saline. It is Trevor Keller.
And Trevor's been so close this whole time of being able to beat that guy on the edge. But Trevor Keller's the one filling that gap on all these swing runs out to the outside, being able to force them, because he is forcing his guy up the field and out to the side, allowing most of the time Landon Allen to come over and make the tackle.
That puts Minneapolis in a backwards motion of -5 yards back to the 28. Second down and 15. Two wingbacks, one wide receiver again. They're going to sneak it into the belly this time of the wingback left. It's Mason Smith. He's going to get to the line of scrimmage and then no more. Now it's 3rd and 15. Mitch Gebhardt 2 yards out onto the field, applauding his guys.
And Keller made the tackle once again, as now he appeared to be on the left side of the field on that side that time. So maybe it's kind of a strategic thing. We've seen Keller play on the short side of the field every time.
They keep flopping back and forth. If you watch pre-snap, Josiah Monday is about the only guy that is keeping his position, as now they both come right-hand side of Josiah Monday. The linebackers will come up. Allen and Isaacson will come up and fill the left-hand side. They come on a blitz. Parks is in trouble. Has to get out of there. He does. Gets to the sideline. Still looking to throw. Has a couple of yard gain, and he's going to be ran out of bounds by Mac Chambers.
Great job there.
Actually, excuse me, that was Isaacson.
Yeah, you're right. A great job there by, a lot of pump faking going on and defenders not leaving their feet when they get to him and just kind of run through him and get him out of bounds. So it brings up 4th, 14.
Yeah. And Southeast of Saline worried about the running ability of Ryan Parks. So far they've kept him in check. He only has 2 carries for 2 yards. 4th and 14 coming up. Minneapolis in punt formation. 3:15 left to go here, first quarter. Trojans trying to get the ball back. Low snap. It's going to be dug out and sent in the air. A beautiful high kick. It's going to be taken by Luke Gebhardt. He'll angle left at the 40-yard line. Now puts on the brakes, cuts it back inside, and he's going to get about a 4-yard return to the 43.
We're going to call his name again. Trevor Keller with an absolute ferocious block right there to free the first guy to miss, Luke Gebhardt.
Jed, we talk about the Southeast offense, over 400 yards in their first 2 games, but their defense is, again, awfully impressive, as it usually is. What are your thoughts seeing these Trojans on defense for the first time?
Team speed. I hate to reiterate it again, but they're just so fast. They're getting to the ball, and it's team tackling all night.
3 wide receivers to the right-hand side. That's the long side of the field. Gebhardt on play action. Luke is going to be swallowed up and dropped. Great penetration that time by the Minneapolis Lions. They had a couple of guys blast through, and they were led by senior Tucker Smith.
And it almost looked like a busted play a little bit right there. You kind of had the 3 receivers on this side take about 2 steps, and then they all just stopped. So I'm not sure exactly what happened. Nonetheless, going to bring up 2nd and a long way to go, as a loss of about 7 yards on that play.
So a loss of 7 there will make it 2nd down and 17. Gebhardt wants to pass. Rolling out to the right, looking, Looking. Now he's going to cut it back, tuck it inside, and he'll be spun down at the 39. Boy, there's nothing there downfield. Good coverage that time by the Minneapolis Lions. Gain of 4.
Yeah, on the back end of that, great job by all this defensive backs. Mason Smith especially running with Jake Gebhardt. They're kind of doubling him up down the sideline, and then one coming up. So great job right there bringing up 3rd and long.
3rd and about 13, maybe 14 here for Southeast. 4 wide receivers left-hand side. Luke wants to pass down the left-hand seam. Has Wyatt Boyd in a first down. Boyd across the 50, caught it at the 40, brought down at the 38, and a rope throws him. Frozen rope there, thrown by Luke Gebhardt.
And there was only one spot that ball could have went, and that's where it went. A great throw and a great concentration by Wyatt Boyd across the middle, knowing he is leaving his feet, knowing a hit is coming, and a great job to corral that.
23 yards, Gebhardt to Wyatt Boyd. He has 2 catches for 30 already. Now back to the left-hand side. And a completion to Landon Allen for 9.
And Southeast they don't want to huddle at all anymore. I think that first game against Rock Creek, we saw it in the second half where they started to go no huddle and pick it up, and it's been foot on the gas ever since.
1st and 10. Actually, 2nd and 1. Here's a pitch to Friesen, who came from the end, and he will be swallowed up. And there's that guy again, right in the middle for the Minneapolis Lions. It's Tucker Smith. And he is going to throw Landon Allen for a loss of, Nate Friesen for a loss of 2.
And a great job right there. I thought maybe they were going to want and let Friesen throw the ball, but the ball was pitched in front, so it wouldn't. That negates it. That one goes down as a pass from Luke Gebhardt.
So a loss of 2 there. 3rd down and about 4. Wyatt Boyd in motion. Gebhardt shows him the ball. Now he keeps it. Luke straight up the gut. Gets to the linebacker level. He's inside the 25 to the 24-yard line. A gain of 7 and another chain mover for Southeast of Saline.
One thing I noticed out there, we haven't called his name a lot. We did last week. Tucker Thaxton out there is playing that single wide receiver on the far side of the field, and he just drove his block about 15 yards down the field almost to the end zone.
1st and 10, ball at the 24-yard line in Minneapolis territory. Nearing the end of the first quarter, 14 seconds left. Gebhardt again over the middle of the field, and there is Jake Gebhardt down at the 13, and they're going to come in and say incomplete.
I don't know about that. Nonetheless, they're going to call an incomplete pass, but I believe he had it. Jed.
That was clearly a catch, and not just because I'm a former wide receiver, but there was definitely space between the ball and the ground. But the refs have a tough job out there. They look like they're in shape tonight, and they did ask me to say that about them earlier before the game.
Nice. Very good. 2nd down and 10 after the pass that was called incomplete. That's just the 2nd incomplete pass by Luke Gebhardt so far this evening. Here's Wyatt Boyd in motion for 2nd down and 10. Here comes Smith on a blitz. He's not going to get there as Gebhardt loops it over the top to Landon Allen, and Allen is cut down at about the 11-yard line. It will be a gain of about 13 yards.
Yeah, and that'll bring us to the end of the first quarter.
And we are at the end of 1. You are listening and watching on SalinaPost.com to Southeast of Saline football. Trojans lead it here at the end of 1, 24-0, and it's brought to you by Assyria Hardware and Oil.
Everybody knows that to get the best price for your car, you have to do all the hard work and sell it yourself, right? Not really. You can go to homeauto.com and get an attractive offer on your car today. And that's whether you buy your next vehicle from us or not. Your used car is worth more today than ever. So go to homeauto.com or come into our Abilene or Saline location and get an offer for more than you might expect. It just couldn't be any easier than that. Get the best price for your vehicle today at Home Automotive. You'll be glad you did.
The Appliance Center. It's where you go to shop for washers, dryers, kitchen appliances, furniture, pellet grills, TVs, and so much more. If you are looking for a local, family-owned business, visit the Appliance Center. We're in the big red and white building on South Broadway in Salina. Come experience the Appliance Center difference.
To Coach Gebhardt, the players, coaches, and fans, let's make this a Football Friday to remember. Roselawn Memorial Park wishes you success this season. For more information, visit roselawnssalina.com.
You're listening to Trojan Football on KINA Sports.
As we check the Bennington State Bank scoreboard, Chapman and Marysville. It is 8-0, Fighting Irish over the Marysville Bulldog at the end of the first quarter. That's another NCKL battle that we'll keep our eyes on the Bennington State Bank scoreboard tonight. Getting ready to start the second here in Minneapolis, 24-0. Southeast of Saline leading the Lions. as we are ready to start second quarter. And finally, Jen, we crossed the 50, but that's because we changed the end of field here on the quarter, and Southeast of Saline in good shape here. It's first down and 10 at the Minneapolis 12.
There's definitely a decisive difference between the two teams talent-wise. And Minneapolis seems to be wanting to use their speed on a lot of jet sweeps and tosses on the outside, but they're not that quick just yet.
Yeah, Southeast going to start this drive in the Can-Equip red zone.
Luke Gebhardt rolling out to the right, has some heat, is hit as he throws, and he will sneak it in to Jake Gebhardt. Jake has his second touchdown, and he got his feet down right inside, this time at the front edge of the end zone, and that'll go for a 12-yard pitch and catch as Luke Gebhardt finds Jake Gebhardt for a 12-yard touchdown.
Jake Gebhardt might touch every corner of the end zone. He's off to a great start, 2 touchdown catches, 1 on each side, so only got a few more corners left as it looks like Southeast going to bring out the swinging gate once again.
36 yards, a couple of touchdowns already for Jake Gebhardt. Back-to-back catches, 4 touchdowns. Really, outside of penalties, the only miscue so far tonight for Southeast of Saline was that 1 interception. Here's a lazy snap that comes back on a lob. It goes to Luke Gebhardt, who's thrown to the ground, and he's going to find Wyatt Boyd in the end zone for a 2-point conversion.
Yeah, and that was obviously a late throwdown by the defender. Luke Gebhardt gets up and claps, and the officials run right over and get in his face as Coach Mitch Gebhardt now is going to be out on the field.
Yeah, that was real late, and we're seeing as this game goes along, the hits are coming later and later and later as the frustration starts to mount. Here, of course, on the Minneapolis defense, who sees themselves trailing at the beginning of the second quarter, 32-0.
Yeah, like you said, the only really mistake for this Southeast team so far has been that interception. And it's going to go down as a mistake, Devin. And I think it's more of a teaching moment knowing the reads of where he's throwing to. I think he knew where he wanted to go. It may have just sailed on him a little bit, but you go, okay, I can brush that off knowing the defense that I have behind me who has given up probably less than 10 yards, 15 yards of offense this whole game so far.
Wyatt Boyd has it teed up. He's waiting on the Lions return team to take the field. Once again, it'll be Braylon Smith, Mason Smith. Conversation in the huddle broken here by Southeast of Saline's coverage team.
Smith back to return for Minneapolis. Set to kick off, number 12, Wyatt Boyd.
Boyd looks over his coverage guys. He'll put this one in the air and go deep to about the 10-yard line. Coming out is Mason Smith, right up the middle of the field. Ziggs, now he zags, coming to the near side, and he's going to be brought down by Daniel Kerr and also Josiah Monday. Daniel Kerr's off to a good start in this game too, isn't he?
Yeah, he's flying all over the field, him and Landon Allen both. And just a great job really on the kickoff coverage once again. And Minneapolis going to start deep in their own territory, about the 28-yard line.
I want to remind you, high school scores and game wraps from across the state of Kansas, 10 until 11 o'clock every Friday night here on KINA. Along the Kansas Information Network, the scoreboard show is brought to you by Home Automotive Centers in Abilene and Saline, and also Salina Surgical Hospital. From the 28, first down and 10, Lions. Here's the handoff. Heiser looking for the sideline, and he is going to be forced out of bounds by Southeast of Saline's coverage team. Nice pursuit there, stringing that play out. And the play calling not exactly very exotic right now for Minneapolis. It's kind of run left, run right, and Southeast is doing a good job with it.
But all they're doing is running backwards. I mean, they're losing yards almost every play. They had positive yards that first play of the game, and I bet they have less than 10 yards of offense after this 5, 6, 7-yard constant losses.
Gabe Huser, 3 carries, 1 yard so far. He will be a wing back here as Minneapolis spreads it out. Now Huser will come in motion. They'll fake it to him. Parks will keep it. He is going to be brought down by Mac Chambers.
Parks on the key for Minneapolis.
Parks made it out to the 24. On a gain of 3.
Yeah, another third down and long. Minneapolis really hasn't been in a third down in less than 10 that I can remember in this game so far. So a great job, and see if Southeast can come up with one more stop here.
24-yard line. It's third down and about 15. 2 wide receivers on each side. Parks wants to throw over the middle, picked off Luke Gebhardt stepped in front of that one and measured it perfectly at the 39-yard line. It's the second interception and the third turnover taken by Southeast of Saline's defense tonight.
You called it. You just asked me what the keys to the game were, and I think you got to win the turnover battle. They aren't winning the turnover battle on the year, so you got to come in here and get takeaways. Luke playing center field right there did an excellent job reading that and stepping up right in front of the receiver.
And another short field here for Southeast of Saline. They will take over at the Minneapolis 39-yard line. Empty backfield, 5 wide receivers, 3 to the left-hand side. They'll spread it out for Gebhardt to take it straight up the gut, and he'll be brought down at about the 32 on a gain of 7.
Yeah, and a great job right there once again by all 5 of them offensive linemen. Just created a huge hole for Luke Gebhardt to just kind of walk right through when first contact wasn't made until after about 6 yards.
Southeast up ready to go again. The officials are not.
I think we had an equipment, or maybe they're just letting Minneapolis get lined up. They couldn't find where Southeast receivers were at.
Well, there's 3 of them over to the far side. 2 of them to their side as they empty the backfield once again. Gebhardt, bubble screen, out to Jake Gebhardt, and he is going to be brought down, but a flag on the play on that second 4 attempt.
Yeah, that's another dirty hit on the quarterback real late right there. Is that exactly what they called a roughing the passer? Almost a headshot on Luke as he came in through the backfield, but a great job right there rolling out of the pocket and getting rid of the football.
So well defended out on the edge there. A lot of times, if you're Jake Gebhardt, you have to have those 2 blocks form around you and able to run that together as a team. Minneapolis got through, though, but a penalty of roughing the passer, personal foul penalty against Minneapolis, will be beneficial here to Southeast of Saline, giving them a first down, and now putting that ball deep into the Canaquip red zone at the 16-yard line.
Got another short first down attempt right here as they're back inside the red zone.
First down and 10. Again, empty backfield. Gebhardt pump fakes on that screen. Now wants to go to the back of the end zone, and there's Wyatt Boyd who catches the football. Wyatt Boyd just made an acrobatic catch down the right-hand sideline as he was able to keep everything in bounds and score the tutty from 22 yards away.
Yeah, and another great ball by Luke Gebhardt. Hey, a safety coming over the top, jumped up, great concentration by Boyd to go up, high point the football, and still keep his feet in bounds. Another flawless drive once again for Southeast.
This is Wyatt Boyd's biggest game as a wide receiver, without a doubt. 22 yards on that one for the touchdown. And now Southeast of Saline's going to go for the 2-point conversion, and for the first time tonight, they will be denied. So our score remains Southeast of Saline 38, Minneapolis 0. 10:19 left to go here in the second quarter on KINA.
Stardust Trophy Downtown Salina has all the cool football medals and trophies your team needs for its players when their practice session pays off in big wins. Choose from tons of trophy styles and customize it exactly as you want. Stardust Trophy even has special trophies just for fantasy football leagues. Just for fun, choose football bobblehead trophies. Got an autographed or special football? Show it off in a special acrylic showcase from Stardust Trophy. 121 South Santa Fe, downtown Salina.
You are listening to Southeast Trojan football on KINA Sports.
An acrobatic, entertaining catch by Wyatt Boyd on the right-hand side of the end zone for Southeast of Saline. Back-to-back throws by Luke Gebhardt for touchdowns. Now posts him with 3 touchdowns here in the first half. He does have the 1 interception, but Luke Gebhardt right now with that empty backfield, 5 wide receiver set, Russ, just kind of doing what he wants to right now. He can run up the middle for a few yards, or he can pitch it out to the outside where his receivers are making some fabulous plays tonight.
But all set up by that offensive line, giving him enough time to throw the ball and allowing these wide receivers to go up and make these crazy catches in the front corner of the end zone, the back corner of the end zone, the sideline, one hand. I mean, just everything going right now for Southeast.
Southeast ready to kick it away. Wyatt Boyd may have to ice his leg at halftime. He's kicked off so much here in this first half. Not a bad problem to have, though, if you're Southeast of Saline. Here's the kick. Angles a little bit to the right-hand hash. It's going to be taken by Mason Smith, and he will be hit just short of the 25-yard line. Then he'll twist his way to the 25-yard line and brought down there by Grady Gebhardt.
Yeah, great job. Grady's been, you can tell he's itching to get on the field on them kickoffs, as he's usually the first one down there forcing it around.
Saw Grady enter the game in the fourth quarter at Beloit. 5 carries, 15 yards. Always nice to have your freshmen engaged, right? May not be their time quite yet, but who knows when it could be. Seems like the Southeast of Saline team, top to bottom, are all pretty aware that they could get the call at any moment. First down and 10 here for Minneapolis from their own 26-yard line. Here's the give, end around. It's going to go to Braylon Smith, and he's going to get about 4 on the play.
And once again, Southeast stringing that way out to the sidelines. He's going to run it up to about the 30-yard line. So a positive gain on first down. That's probably a relief for Minneapolis.
4 carries, 1 yard for Braylon Smith so far tonight as the road has been tough running the football. Second down and 6 coming up. Football sitting a yard shy of the 30-yard line. It's at the 29. 38-0 Trojans. 2 wide receivers to each side. Now one will come in motion to the near side. That's Mason Smith. Smith looking for somewhere to go. Tries to cut it back up inside. Caden Isaacson trying to strip the football, and then he's going to have a couple of people come in with him as Isaacson got help that time from Trevor Keller. Slade Johnson got on the scene. The ball did come free, but after the pile went to the ground, and that will be a gain of 3 on the play.
Slade Johnson and Trevor Keller, Josiah Monday, all doing a great job up there. The 3 down linemen allowing all these corners, Gebhardt, Allen, Mac Chambers, Isaacson, everybody to fly around the football.
3rd and 3 from the 33. Minneapolis in formation, and Coach Gebhardt comes skipping out on the field wanting a timeout. We will take it as well. Here's 30 seconds as you listen and watch. Southeast of Saline football brought to you by Assaria Hardware and Oil.
This is Tammy Bedreau at the Bank of Tesket. If you're looking to purchase your new home in the near future, I want you to know we offer a variety of loan options to finance your home purchase. I would love an opportunity to be your lender. Give me a call or stop in today to learn more. We are local lenders making local decisions. The Bank of Tesket, committed to those we serve. MLS number 712440. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
You're listening to Southeast of Saline football on KINA.
Checking the Bennington State Bank scoreboard. Our friends in Clay Center, the Tigers are rolling over the Abilene Cowboys tonight so far.
Yeah, 24-0 the last update. We got probably midway through the second.
We will see those Tigers on campus at Southeast of Saline in 2 weeks. Third down and 3 from the 33-yard line. Coming up here for Minneapolis. Southeast of Saline's defense trying to keep them back here on their own end of the field where they've been all night long so far. Here's a fake on a play. First guy to arrive there was Trevor Keller. He could not quite make the tackle as Smith got away from him. And then coming in to clean it up was Slade Johnson. Jed, we always talk about, and we hear the Southeast of Saline team say, it's 11 for 1 and 1 for 11, and that was just the case right there as team tackling paid off.
They turn it back into the defense. They let their teammates make the play, and they finish tackles all the way to the ground. There's not a lot of missed tackles on this team. It's fun to watch them play defense together as a unit.
Loss of 6 for Braylon Smith and Minneapolis on that play. Punt formation once again. Braylon Smith will be back in kicking units here. A little bit of heat again. He's going to line drive this one back. And it's going to go off the hands of Luke Gebhardt. He gets a good bounce, though, off this turf. Now he's going to be in return fashion. Back across the 40 to the 45, and he'll be brought down there where Southeast of Saline will come out onto the field with their offense, starting at their own 45-yard line.
This might be the first time they've started on their own side of the field, Devin.
It has been a short field a lot of the night, and that's how we've gotten where we're at right now, and that's 38-0 Southeast of Saline. They will start out here at the 40. They're going to go 44.6.
Yeah, it's not really half, not really 3. I mean, it's
quite the visual, though, on this field. If you're viewing it on Salina Post, every other 5-yard increment is light, dark, light, dark. It's a good look on this turf. Here's Friesen right up the gut, jump cut back inside, first down, gain of 12. Nathan Friesen hasn't had a lot of work tonight, but he gets 12 yards there. Now 4 carries for 23 yards.
When he crosses the initial
12 yards on that. That's 4 carries, 23 yards.
There you go. And when he crosses the initial line of scrimmage, he really turns the Jets on.
From the 45 on Minneapolis side of the field, Luke Gebhardt's going to fake it to Friesen, and he's going to be hit at the line of scrimmage for no gain. We've seen that quite a bit over the last week and a half here tonight and also at Beloit last week. Teams are keying a lot on the running threat of Luke Gebhardt up inside. 2nd down and 10. 3 wide receivers to the left. Friesen is left hip of Luke Gebhardt. They fake it to him. Now play action pass over the middle. Landon Allen shakes a tackle. He's off to the races. 20, and he's going to pull away. Not even a close foot race as Landon Allen gets in the end zone. There's the big play that Coach Gebhardt was looking for out of his speedster, number 7, in the end zone for another 6.
Yeah, Jed, I'm going to throw it down to you. That's kind of a dangerous route running across the middle like that. Landon Allen, as soon as he got it, turned on the Jets, nobody even close.
Beautiful catch and run there by Landon Allen. Split the safeties as he made the catch and then took it to the house.
43 yards, and that foot race didn't even look fair.
You'd have thought maybe that was Michael Murray out there running, but Landon Allen.
Here's the run up inside once again. Luke Gebhardt trying to get into the end zone, and he is going to be denied for the 2nd time. And now a flag flies, 2 flags fly, and maybe some extracurriculars going on at the goal line here.
Yeah, and it might have been, I can't tell if that's Tucker Thaxton, 22 over there, that might kind of sticking up for his quarterback. So if it is on Southeast, you got to keep your head, on your shoulders right there. But you got to protect your quarterback at all costs too. Mind you, I don't know who this penalty's on yet. I'm just assuming by where all the refs were staring, watching Southeast run off the field.
Unsportsmanlike conduct on somebody. The official points to Southeast of Saline, and Mitch Gebhardt is out on the hash marks. He's pointing the other way. He wants an explanation. It's a good thing those headsets are wireless because Coach G is way out there on the field.
Now he pointed to the Minneapolis side and almost made the ejection sign, it looked like. So he pointed both directions. So, Devin, I'm not exactly sure what's going on right now.
Well, we're not the only ones, it appears. Jed's going to go find somebody, get the story. Trying to eavesdrop in on the conversation between the officials.
He's trying to get the call here. Jed.
We got the unsportsmanlike, and there was an ejection there as well, too. I didn't get the referee to really get any more clear with that, but he gave me just that signal that we do have an ejection. Based on the group that they had over here with the Minneapolis coaches, I assume it was on the Minneapolis sideline, and they were being notified of the player that was ejected.
Well, it's unfortunate. Hate to see it. And the penalty will be assessed here on the kickoff, as now Wyatt Boyd will have a chance, if he wants, to blast it through the end zone as he's kicking off from the opposite 45-yard line with a short field here in front of him. And he is going to put his leg into this one and go through the back of the end zone. So Minneapolis will start out their own 20-yard line as they will get another drive here. So far their offense hasn't been able to cross the midfield stripe as Southeast of Saline's defense once again doing a stellar job.
Minneapolis pinned deep after that penalty, allowing Wyatt Boyd to kick it through the back of the end zone. You wonder, Devin, they do a lot of place kicking with Wyatt, but you wonder if you just let him uncork it, can he get it to the end zone every time?
But he could. From the 20, Minneapolis back out here on offense. See if the Lions can get something going here. Here's the end around. Braylon Smith takes it. He's looking for somewhere to go, and there's nowhere to go. He gets back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it at the 20.
And I think Landon Allen and Jake Gebhardt might have been the only two not in on that tackle, as everybody else, all the white jerseys, getting up from the bottom of the pile. But once again, Josiah Monday able to get through the front line and string that out to the outside and allow the corners to come up and make a play.
Minneapolis out of the huddle. The last score, Landon Allen, 43-yard touchdown pass. Here's the run to the right-hand side, trying to bounce out of a couple of tackles. And Minneapolis is going to lose 3 yards here on the end around. That looked like it was Zach Nelson.
Not a lot going on right now for Minneapolis, but Southeast Saline's defense, last week given up quite a few points to Rock Creek earlier in the year, but in the first game of the year, but it seemed like they settled down real fast after that.
Back at the 17 now after a loss of 3. 3rd down and 13. 2 wide receivers. Parks back to pass. He's going to tuck it now, wants to run. Josiah Monday can't make the tackle. Now the second level comes up, and Southeast of Saline, a couple of players collide heads there. And that was Slade Johnson and Landon Allen, a couple of big hitters on that Southeast defense, and boy, that didn't look good when it first happened, Jed.
No, it actually looked like Landon Allen may have either just went down, but he looked like he went down without catching himself. I don't want to say anything that would be I'm not a doctor, but it was a big hit, definitely a collision between the two Southeast of Saline players. Definitely hope Landon comes back in and is feeling good.
He'll definitely go get checked out by the Salina regional trainers over on the sideline. Here's the punt formation, and again, a little bit of heat there by Southeast of Saline. It's a high kick, short kick, that Daniel Kerr will come up and call for a fair catch at the 47-yard line, where Southeast of Saline will start another drive. Still plenty of time left to go here in the second quarter as we work our way towards halftime. 5:01 left to play. Southeast of Saline leads at 55-0. Landon Allen does come out here on offense, so that's a good sign. Also at halftime, we'll have Wade Castleman come up and join us. Southeast of Saline cross-country teams have been racking in some medals and some trophies here lately. They've been doing it against higher classification competition. We'll talk to Wade Castleman about that coming up at halftime. Brought to you by Wanell Garrettson. Here's the give to Nathan Friesen. Boy, he showed some power running up through the hole there, and he's going to get a gain of 8.
Great job right there by Friesen to keep them legs turning, shaking off initial contact at the line of scrimmage, and to get that positive gain of 8 yards.
5 carries, 31 yards for Nathan Friesen. They will go back to him. He'll get a first down on a gain of 3.
Really getting to see two sides of him as a runner there. The first run there was a lot of patience as he got to the line, shifted to the right, and then hit the hole hard. Second run, just a blast right up the gut, and he hit it with all his acceleration.
Now you got Jace Van Amberg out here at wide receiver.
Again, Southeast without Michael Murray tonight, so we see some different guys getting plugged in. Here's Friesen, cuts it back to the middle after starting to the left, and he's going to take it all the way down to the 24-yard line. That was a super quick gain of 11 yards by Nathan Friesen.
Yeah, and another first down right there, and a great job once again by this offensive line, just allowing holes anywhere on the left, the right, anywhere they need to go.
Pistol formation now. Friesen, pitch out right-hand side, drops the football, and he's trying to chase it and get it back here on this artificial surface. He's going to chase it to the 21 and cover it up there where it will be second down and 7.
Yeah, very fortunate right there. That football took a bounce and kind of came right back up into his lap. And
it's an unconventional gain of 3.
Yeah.
You don't always want to do that.
He's the only player on the field that could have advanced that fumble, as the only fumbler is the only one that can move it forward. He did pick up about 2 yards after he put it on the ground.
Knocking on the door, the Can-Equip red zone once again at the 22-yard line. Second down and 8, back to Friesen. Right up the gut, spin move, linebacker level, and he is going to be piled down at the 10-yard line. They're going to say it's at the 11, and he has a gain of 11.
Yeah, and a great job right there once again by this offensive line. Friesen not even getting contact until he's at the second level. So I'll preach it all the time. You win the line of scrimmage, you're going to win a lot of football games.
From the 10. They can get a first down just short of the goal line. Here's Friesen, left-hand side. Maybe lost a yard. Stopped at the 11 on the pitch to the left-hand side.
Yeah, and it looks like they are going to make it a loss of 1 there. Minneapolis did a great job right there of reading that one and stringing that out and making that open field tackle.
Second down and 11. Ball sitting just outside of the 11. Friesen directly behind Luke Kephart. Landon Allen in tight. They're going to fake the handoff. Here's a rollout. Wide open Landon Allen out in the flat. Has one guy to beat. Cuts it back inside, and he's going to stumble to the goal line and brought down there. It will be a first down, it appears, for Southeast of Saline. Just shy of the goal line. First and goal on a gain of 11.
Yeah, and the first tackler right there able to get just enough of the shoestrings to kind of make him get off balance, and they were able to clean up a tackle there. Look for a lot of heavy dose of number 3 right here getting into the end zone.
Landon Allen unofficially is over 100 yards already.
Untouched. Nate Friesen right there untouched up the middle. That might have been the biggest hole he has had this this whole game right there is that between left tackle and left guard just split wide open, and he just trots right in the end zone for another Southeast touchdown to put them up 50-0.
On his 11th carry of the evening, on pace for a 100-yard game. He has 59 yards and now put a touchdown next to Nate Friesen's name.
Wyatt Boyd on for the extra point.
So here's your extra point opportunity again.
Don't know if
missing a guy.
And we saw this when they kicked the first extra point in Beloit last week, too. They ran a guy late out onto the field.
Here's the placement. Kick is up, and it goes right down Broadway. Daniel Kerr on the hold. Mac Chambers on the third leg of that system. And a good job there as Wyatt Boyd, for the second week in a row, gets his extra point kick. He is now 2 of 2 on the season, and Southeast of Saline has posted a 51-0 lead with 2:09 left to go here in the second quarter. You're listening to Trojan Football and watching on Salina Post, presented by Asseria Hardware and Oil.
APAC Kansas Incorporated has been building the Heartland from the ground up for over a century. From the supply of aggregate materials, hot mix asphalt, and concrete to the construction of roads and bridges, we do it all. You've seen our trucks, and now we want to hire you. APAC in Salina is growing, and we are hiring for all positions. From truck drivers to mechanics, general laborers, and construction, APAC has your next career. For more details, visit the job links page at salinapost.com. Great pay and benefits. APAC is an equal opportunity employer.
You're listening to Trojan Football on KINA Sports.
Back here at Minneapolis High School, southeast of Saline, with a 51-0 lead. And again, keep it locked right here at halftime. We'll have stats from the first half. We will also have Wade Castleman, head coach of the southeast of Saline cross-country distance runners. Big week coming up next week on the campus of SES. It's the Trojan Invitational, the home cross-country meet for southeast of Saline. Russ?
Another update from the Bennington State Bank scoreboard show up in Clay Center. Clay Center 37, Abilene nothing. 2:21 left to go in the first half.
The Tigers might be good. Chapman 14, Marysville 6. That's at halftime as well. Here's Wyatt Boyd uncorking a kick here. It's going to come down at the 18-yard line, taken by Braylon Smith. He wants to cut back to the outside. He's across the 30 and brought down at the 33, where Minneapolis has 2:02 left to work their offense here in the first half.
Get one more stop here maybe by this Southeast defense. Going to go in the half. You know they want to keep a goose egg on the board. We talk to a lot of these players, all the time, and they feel upset if they don't pitch a shutout. That's how confident they are in their defense, and it shows most of the time out on the field.
They had a lot of shutouts last year.
Yeah.
Like it was weird when Southeast gave up points. First down and 10 here for Minneapolis. Parks, sprint out, right-hand side. Now he doubts himself. He's going to slam on the brakes. Now wants to go again, and he's going to be thrown down from behind by Tucker Thaxton, who was in pursuit. And Tucker out there, the sophomore, able to get Ryan Parks down at the 29.
And another loss of 4 yards on first down. The first down defense for Southeast absolutely incredible tonight. Besides the first offensive play in the game that Minneapolis had gaining 11 yards, there has been slim pickings after that first play.
Back to the 30 for Minneapolis. Clock running, 1:25 left to play here in the first half. 4 wide receivers, 2 on each side. Now Braylon Smith goes in motion. A little fake to him. Parks is going to keep it to the line of scrimmage. Maybe got a yard.
Yeah, great job right there by up front. Looked like Trevor Keller may have been the first one coming up from the bottom of the pile. And these front three have really stood out in their first varsity action as a starting unit all 3 games this year.
Third down and 12, ball setting at the 30-yard line. Inside a minute left to go here in the second quarter. It's a 3rd and 13 for Minneapolis. 2 wide receivers on each side of the field. Defensive line shift for Southeast. Here's the snap. Parks back. Now he wants to roll out to his right. Looking for somebody to throw to. He'll tuck it and run, and he'll step out of bounds just short of the 45-yard line at the 44. It's a gain of 14. That's the threat that Ryan Parks brings the Southeast was worried about.
No, they're going to give him a first down on this play. That's a 43-yard line, but a great job. That's what he looks to do. If he doesn't see it downfield, he wants to tuck and run it. And only Minneapolis second first down of the game, I believe, besides the first play.
3rd and 13. He got about 13 and a half on that run there. Minneapolis now back to the line of scrimmage. 34 seconds left to play. They have all 3 of their timeouts remaining. 1st down and 10. Here's the inside handoff to Braylon Smith, and he will be hit behind the line of scrimmage and lose a yard. 7 carries. Negative yardage so far for Braylon Smith.
Caden Isaacson right there doing a great job of waiting on the cutback to come in, as Minneapolis is not going to take timeouts and let this clock go down. Maybe get one more play if they hurry.
They are at the line of scrimmage. Inside 10 seconds left to go. Now down to 5. Trying a hard count here. Now they're going to snap it with 1 second left. Straight up the gut. And a gain of 2 by Zach Nelson. And that will conclude the first half of play. It's a dominating first half for Southeast of Saline. Minneapolis never crossed the 50-yard line on offense. And Southeast of Saline got away from them when they were on offense. The Trojans put up 51 points. And they lead 51-0 over the Minneapolis Lions here at Minneapolis High School. Coming up here at halftime, we're awaiting the arrival of head coach Mitch Gephardt to get his thoughts. We'll also have scores on the Bennington State Bank scoreboard, and we'll also have an interview with Wade Castleman. First, though, we're waiting on Coach Gephardt before he goes to the locker room. This interview brought to you, of course, by our friends at Frisbee Construction. 51-0 our score. Little trouble with penalties there to start the half in the first quarter. Seemed like they cleaned things up, though, quite a bit.
Yeah.
Minneapolis had trouble with their emotions on a couple of different plays. But here we are at 51-0 at halftime as Southeast of Saline's Luke Gephardt has put up 4 touchdowns. He has thrown those 4 touchdowns to 3 different receivers. Jake Gephardt has caught 2 of them, 1 for Landon Allen and 1 for Wyatt Boyd. Let's go down on the field. Here's Coach with Jed.
Thanks, Devin. I'm down here with Coach Gephardt. Coach, when the scoreboard says 51-0, a lot of people would think there's not a lot to talk about at halftime, but I know you've got a few things that you guys want to clean up. Talk about those real quick.
You know, I think our defensive line started playing better as we progressed through. I didn't think we played as well as we should have. Our gap control wasn't as good as it could have been to start out with. But, you know, I think our offense has some things that we made some mistakes. We had some receivers not run the right routes to start out with. That pick that Luke threw was not a very good throw. He had 2 guys in the wrong spot. So, absolutely, there's always something to work on.
Now just talk about the team defense. You're spreading them out, turning them back inside. Everybody's getting tackled with 2 or 3 guys on it seems like, on each play.
I like the speed that we're playing with. You know, I think we're running, when they're running that sweep stuff, we got guys coming from the outside and guys coming from the inside. And, you know, especially here the last quarter and a half, they haven't had a whole lot of space to run in there.
And your offense is coming out and produced, but come up with a couple of turnovers that they gave away. The defense then got them back. You can't talk about your team enough as how they play well together and pick each other up.
Well, and they did. I mean, look through that pick, and then we had a fumble, and we got both of those back. We had a couple plays that probably should have went for touchdowns. That the one Friesen had a wide open lane, and he's mad at himself right now. I guarantee it, because he dropped the football and he could have kept running on that. So we have some things we need to clean up. But overall, I think offensively and defensively, we played pretty good as a team.
Yes, sir. Coach, get in there. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. That's Coach Gephardt on the field, courtesy of Frisbee Construction. 51-0 our score here at halftime. We are at halftime. The Kickoff Auto and Truck Accessories halftime report. When we come back, we'll talk Southeast of Saline cross country with Wade Castleman. A lot of competition that we need to talk about since our last visit. We'll do that when we come back. Trojans lead the Lions here at halftime, 51-0 on KINA.
Kickoff Auto and Truck Accessories. Everything to bling out your ride in one place, including top-quality lift kits, wheels and tires, bumpers, Jeep accessories, fender flares, bed covers, bed liners, step bars, even custom painting. Kickoff Auto is the and soil dealer and has many synthetics and filters in stock. Visit Kickoff Auto on Facebook for specials, great ideas, and let them make your truck stick out in a crowd. Kickoff Auto and Truck Accessories, supporting the Southeast of Saline Trojans.
1, 2, 3. It's 3rd down and 8 for the Trojans. They really need to make the right call here.
During the football game, it's crucial to make the right call. And in real estate, one call can bring a positive outcome from your real estate experience. Whether you're looking for real property, upsizing to make room for the family, downsizing, or acquiring investment property, call Winnell Garrettson at SalinaHomes.com.
What a call! Touchdown, Trojans!
Buy or sell, call Winnell.
This is the Trojan Halftime Report. Coming up, a first half recap, stats, interviews, and a look at other area games. Let's head back to the stadium for Trojan Halftime on KINA.
Back here at halftime, Minneapolis High School, it's 51-0. Southeast of Saline leads Minneapolis on halftime. Our chance to sit down and talk with Wade Castleman, the head coach of Southeast of Saline's cross-country teams. It's brought to you by Winnell Garrettson at SalinaHomes.com. And, boy, Coach, you've had a lot of great competition since the last time we were able to chat with you. Let's first start with the meet that you were heading to at Wamego the last time we were able to visit. That was a unique meet. We talked about just kind of going back to the place where you have a lot of great memories. Won some state titles at that meet and in that course in Wamego, and also, though, a chance for your kids to step up a level in competition because you run in the 4A classification, don't you?
We do. When we started going there last year, they invited us to run in the 4A division. That was the only opening they had, and we embraced it, and we said, yeah, well, we'd like to do that. And when we decided to go back this year, we asked if, again, do you want us in the 4A or 1, 2, 3A? And they said, well, if you're okay with 4A, let's run 4A. And I'm glad we did. We got to see really good competition. Not that there isn't good competition in 1, 2, 3A. Don't get me wrong there. But, Buhler and Wamego are very good 4A teams. And getting to run head-to-head with them was great for us.
So you go in there, you were missing one of your ladies on the girls' team that running in that course, but still came out with a really, really good team finish. Talk about that.
We really did. Callie Augustine was fighting some illness last week, and so we held her out. And, the girls stepped up. They ran really well. Abby and Ashley did a great job. And Brecken Alderson, a little freshman for us, she is doing a great job. I'm just so impressed to see the transformation from junior high to high school that she's given us each and every week. And running against Eudora, who was the defending 4A state champion, was great for us to see that.
On the guys' side, pretty nice performance. You guys are at the top of the leaderboard, and you had a couple of runners in the top 5.
We did. Damian Jackson and Braden Walker, Caden Walker, and Levi, our top 4, did a great job, and so did freshman Jacob Bircher. They did a great job for us. Wamego, the host school, won convincingly their first meet in Manhattan against 5 and 6A schools.
Yeah.
And, us coming in there, and we beat them by 20 points, and I was shocked by that. And but, our kids ran well, and they attacked the hills, and the temperature was perfect that day, too.
Absolutely. So really good showing for you, a second and a first with the girls and the guys in Wamego. And now this week you're able to dial up the competition once again with a meet I know you're pretty fond of just because the level and the teams that you see, it seems like in Buhler, aren't the teams that you see a lot of other places. You kind of step out down towards the southern part of the state and you get to see some really, really good competition. At the Buhler meet, you had that yesterday.
We did. Great Bend was there. Their girls are ranked number 5 in 5A right now. Goddard was there, Winfield was there, and Buhler. Those are really good, strong teams. Salina Central and Salina South were there as well. So, seeing 5A competition, I told the kids this morning, you ran against 5A competition, and you didn't back down at all and didn't even let that bother you.
Your girls, another really, really great showing. They were in the top 3 once again, weren't they?
They were. They ended up second place behind Great Bend, and they ran with a lot of grit. Ashley got her second win of the season, winning the individual title, and Abby Comerford was right there for second place for us.
On the guys' side, boy, another first place finish. You got to be really impressed with your boys right now.
They're coming along. They really are. Of course, I wanted our time gap down between our first and our fifth runner, but they're getting stronger. They're figuring each other out. Our top 4 are pretty much interchangeable. If somebody has a bad meet, one of the other guys picks up the slack. So, that's nice to have. I still want to get our, 5th runner a little bit closer and get our 6th and 7th runner closer to our 5th.
You and I talked about that a little bit off the air and your concern in the efforts of getting better as the season goes along. Having your number 5 runner get closer to those top 4. Tell me why that is, and that comes with experience, doesn't it?
It does come with experience, and the reason we want them closer is to limit the number of runners in between, which, later in the season when we're a run, when it comes down to regional and state, it could be the difference between winning a state title or being state runner-up.
Yeah.
Wichita Trinity, they run packed together, and so we know that we need to run packed together as well.
A big day. It really kind of starts tomorrow with some maintenance and some setup and getting things organized on the campus of Southeast of Saline. But the big day is coming on Tuesday when you get to host your home meet.
We do. We have a great group of parents that are coming out tomorrow morning, and my dad as well are coming out to help get the cross-country course all prepped and trimmed up, ready for our home invitational. And, Tuesday we have our home meet. The weather's not looking great. It's supposed to be blazing hot that day, so we may have to do some race modifications that day, unfortunately.
As we sit in a press box that's, probably 85, 90 degrees right now, summer just won't give up. And you and I, every year we talk about the switch of seasons. That's something you always monitor, isn't it? Because this time of year, you never know. It could be 90 today, 60 tomorrow, or vice versa. So when you have the heat, you have the things come in like that. I know it's kind of hard for the kids to take care of themselves appropriately when they have other things going on like school and things like that during the day. But how closely do you monitor that, or how much do you trust your kids in making sure that's done?
We preach it each and every day, and they seem to do a pretty good job, but we can tell in practice when they haven't been hydrating as much as they should. Usually it's on a Monday when we're doing a harder workout and everything. We can tell if they haven't been hydrating themselves like they should.
So Tuesday, you always talk about some teams, some competition coming in. Who are people to watch other than Southeast of Saline when you have your home meet on Tuesday?
Well, Marine Academy, which is I think they're 2A right now. They were actually second place in the team standings yesterday at Buhler, and they've got a nice squad once again. And they've been strong the last couple of years, and they'll give us a good run for boys and girls next week.
Good luck. It'll be an exciting time. Of course, Southeast of Saline cross-country runners always want your support. Come on out, especially Tuesday. Make the home crowd really, really good. And it's always kind of exciting because you still end up right there at the stadium, right?
We do. We start on the practice football field, and then we finish coming down the football field.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Awesome. Well, good luck on Tuesday. Well, I can't wait to talk to you about it.
All right. Sounds great. Thank you,
Wade
Devin.
Castleman. He's the head coach of the Southeast of Saline cross-country runners. They will have their home meet on Tuesday after great performances at Wamego and also at Buhler leading up to this meet. 51-0 here at halftime. Southeast of Saline leads Minneapolis here on KINA.
Citizens State Bank has been serving Kansas for over 100 years. We are a full-service bank that can service your personal, business, and agricultural lending and deposit needs. Citizens State Bank offers 24/7 convenience with mobile deposit, online banking, and our ATM conveniently located in front of the building. Stop by and see our friendly and helpful staff. Citizens State Bank at 600 Maple Street in Gypsum, Kansas. Citizens State Bank and Trust Company is a proud supporter of the Southeast of Saline Trojans.
Salina Regional's Orthopedic and Sports Medicine is your home field advantage. Our physicians include sports medicine physician Dr. Matthew Pyle, along with orthopedic surgeons Drs. Travis Rump and Todd Riley, plus an A-team of certified athletic trainers and physical therapists. We're ready when you need us to help prevent injuries, enhance performance, or to heal through surgery and rehabilitation. For area athletes to weekend warriors, the home field advantage starts at Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine.
Kansas Wesleyan University is proud to offer bachelor's degrees in criminal justice and emergency management with both programs available on campus and online. Graduates have gone on to positions in the Secret Service, various police departments, the Kansas Court of Appeals, and to serve as county officials right here in the Sunflower State. Want to know more? Visit kwu.edu today. That's kwu.edu.
Don't get caught on empty. Fill up on all your basic needs at Asaria Oil and Hardware. We want to be sure you are fueled up and ready for whatever may be around the corner, no matter what time of day. Now live at Asaria Oil and Hardware, 24/7 pumps. No matter what time of day or night, your gas and diesel tanks can rely on us. During regular business hours, you can get your favorite pizza and snacks to have enough energy to win the day. Asaria Oil and Hardware, located in Asaria at the corner of Center and Main. We'll fill you up.
You are listening to Southeast Trojan Football on KINA Sports.
Back here on the Kickoff Auto and Truck Accessories. I'd imagine in a 51-0 football game, they are pretty one-sided with Southeast of Saline. Let's check your offensive stats now. Brought to you by Citizen State Bank in downtown Gypsum. Bank where the Trojans bank. That's in downtown Gypsum at Citizen State Bank. Southeast of Saline throwing the football so far. Luke Gebhardt is 13 of 15. One of those incompletions was an interception, but he has 4 touchdowns and 217 passing yards. 2 of those touchdowns went to Jake Gebhardt. He has 3 catches, 36 yards, and 2 touchdowns. 1 catch for 24 yards for Nathan Threeson. And also Wyatt Boyd coming up big in the passing game tonight. 3 catches, 53 yards, and a touchdown. The leading receiver is Landon Allen. 6 catches, 104 yards unofficially, and a touchdown for Landon Allen. Rushing the football, Nate Friesen closed out the first half super strong. 11 carries, 59 yards, and a touchdown. Luke Gebhardt has 7 carries, 32 yards, and a touchdown. And then there was a quarterback sack in there where Luke Gebhardt was thrown for a loss of 7 so far for Southeast of Saline on their way to 51 points, 84 yards on the ground, 217 yards in the air, a total of 301 yards. For the Minneapolis Lions, they have tried to pass the ball twice. Both of those passes were intercepted. They've also had trouble running against this Trojan defense, and at halftime, they find themselves with 14 rushing yards. Of course, no passing yards, so a total of 14 yards of total offense. Those are your offensive stats brought to you by Citizen State Bank for the first half. Trojans lead at 51-0 here on the Kickoff Auto and Truck Accessories Halftime Report.
Frisbee Construction is a service organization for the commercial grain industry dedicated to giving you the best in planning, the best in quality, and the best of workmanship, and overall the best value for your dollar since 1949. Frisbee Construction specializes in new construction as well as remodel and repair of grain handling facilities throughout the Midwest. Frisbee Construction Company in Gypsum has emergency crews available as needed. For more information, go to frisbeeinc.com.
Maybe you don't play quarterback or make the highlight reel. Maybe you're not a high school athlete anymore. But just like an athlete, you can get first-class orthopedic care from Saline Ortho. Their doctors and staff strive to get you back to an injury-free, pain-free life as quickly as possible. Saline Ortho has a doctor on call 24/7 for all orthopedic injuries. So next time you're injured, trust the experts at Saline Ortho. Your voice, your choice, past, present, and future. See them online at salineortho.com.
At home or on the road, K4 Garage will keep you moving. With over 12 years of mechanic experience, owner Nick Trout will diagnose and repair your engine to keep you in the game. Full-service gas, diesel, or tires. K4 Garage also has a fully stocked convenience store with snacks and drinks. Open Monday through Friday, 7:30 to 6, Saturday from 9 until 3. Trust K4 Garage with keeping you on the road. And if it has oil, they can change it at K4 Garage in Gypsum.
Insurance is something we all need in our business, home, car, and life. But do you really understand what's covered? And most importantly, what you are paying for? Hi, this is Rob Carlson in the Salina office of Smart Insurance. Change is good, especially if you haven't looked at your insurance policy lately. I can help you understand what you need and where the gaps are in your coverage. We provide free quotes and take pride in looking out for you. Smart Insurance, with locations in Salina, Abilene, and Harrington. Give us a call today.
You're listening to Southeast of Saline football on KINA.
Trojans are back on the field as we go through the Kickoff Auto and Truck Accessories halftime report. Bed covers, step bars, rims, tires, lift kits. Doesn't matter. You want your truck to stick out in a crowd? Go to Kickoff Auto and Truck Accessories. Russ, there were a couple plays in that first half that were really highlight-type plays for Southeast of Saline, especially in the passing game. We saw Landon Allen break out, have a track meet that he just pulled away from everybody on the field. And nice winning battle type of catches. One by Jake Gebhardt and one by Wyatt Boyd in the corner of the end zone. The first one, though, by Jake Gebhardt, our Everhart Precision Ag. Precision pass of the game as Luke Gebhardt put that right at the defensive back's top of his helmet, and Jake Gebhardt went up and took it off his hat and came down, got his feet down in the end zone. I just think the degree of difficulty like that, that's our Everhart Precision pass of the game.
Yeah, and I you can pick from any of the 4 touchdown passes that Luke Gebhardt threw, but that one to Jake Gebhardt, just a great job right there.
Thank you very much. Jed, you have an update here at halftime.
Yeah, I wanted to update you guys on a couple of things. I did confirm with the official what happened on the penalty, that the ejection occurred on a Minneapolis player, stood over the Southeast player and kicked him in the helmet. It's going to be an automatic ejection. There's no place for it in sports, but definitely not high school sports. Secondly, they are having a conversation right now to see if they want to do a running clock for the entire second half. So if you see that clock running at home, don't get upset if somebody went out of bounds. They may have just decided and agreed upon a running clock for the entire second half. That's all for me right now.
Appreciate the warning. I will not get upset, first of all. I don't have that in me right now. Ryan Mortimer, the athletic director, his hospitality always appreciated here at Minneapolis High School. Also, Doug Miniman, the athletic director for Southeast of Saline. If you haven't got a chance yet to chat with Doug, it's his first year at Southeast of Saline. He's kind of settled into the job. Pat him on the back, tell him good job. He's really doing a heck of a job so far. As we know, things kind of, it's a little bit like drinking out of a fire hose sometimes when the school year starts, especially when you're in a new spot. So pat Doug on the back, ask him if he needs any help. He is a really great asset for Southeast of Saline.
And if you're Doug Minimum coming in as your first year, what better time to walk in to Southeast Sports than right now? You just talked to Wade Castleman at halftime and explain the great things that the cross-country team has been doing, not only this past week, but all year. You know, you look ahead to basketball season coming up in the winter, and the Southeast boys have everybody returning, no graduating, no seniors. So a lot of things going right now in the Southeast of Saline program out in Gypsum, and just a phenomenal job by everybody involved, the coaches, the parents, everybody that makes that engine go for the Southeast of Saline Trojans.
Southeast of Saline leads it 51-0 as they are getting ready to start second half. Now AD Doug Miniman is talking to head coach Mitch Gebhardt. Ryan Mortimer also down on the sidelines. Jed's going to talk to Ryan and get the details on what we're going to expect here in the third quarter. As Jed got the info.
We are going to do running clock specifically in the fourth quarter. Minneapolis coach felt like he hasn't seen anything worth running the game out. He wanted to see something good first, so he declined the opportunity to have the clock run despite his team down 0-51 as we start the second half.
Well, a lot of kids on the sidelines on both sides need to get out there and play. We saw it, of course, last week against Beloit. So even though 2A schools, Southeast of Saline, their roster about 45 kids. So I'm sure we will get our rosters ready and have them smoking here in just a little bit. It's fun, though, to see the youngsters.
Yeah.
You and I had conversations coming home last week, and, you know, the guys that get out there and play, and, you know, we get to see the Brody Chambers and the Grady Gebhardts and the Cannon Jacobsons and people like that we hear about in the middle school level, and they had such a great year last year. Now we get to see them on the varsity field, and Coach Gebhardt and I talked about that in pregame on the Trojan pregame, that, you know, that time is extremely valuable as far as building a program, getting those guys confidence, and also just helping them improve. You can't get better unless you're on the field, right? And that's game time experience there's no substitute for it.
Yeah, you're only going to gain experience at this level by playing at this level, not practicing. You know, you're going to get better in practice, but to get your feet on the field on a Friday night under the lights with a team that right now has ranked number 1 in Class 2A, and tonight showing that why. So you got a lot of young kids that we saw this last year. Southeast didn't give up very many points last year, so these kids, some of these younger kids now get a lot of playing time. These younger kids knowing if this offense produces points, the defense gets shut out, we're going to get on the field to try to show what we can do.
It's a great way to bring your team together, too, have that focus from sideline to sideline, front to back. I've talked about it every year, how Southeast sideline, everybody's bought into the program, and that's where they're at.
51-0. Wyatt Boyd has it all teed up, ready to go. Wyatt had a big first half. Came up big in the passing game, receiving 3 passes, got a touchdown on an acrobatic catch down the right-hand sideline. White has his hand in the air as we are ready to go here in the third quarter. It's Trojan football presented by Assyria Hardware and Oil. Here's the kick that's bobbled a little bit there by Minneapolis. And they're going to try to return it right up the middle of the field after getting control of football, and they will bring it out to the 29-yard line.
Great tackle right there by Josiah Monday. And look like Grady Gebhardt right there. He's always the first one on kickoff down the sideline.
They're going to call this the 30-yard line. Again, Minneapolis first half, no points, 14 total yards. They did not cross the 50-yard line and get on the positive side of the field. See what they can do here. Ryan Parks under center, has one running back. He is going to go right up the middle, and here's a good positive run by the Minneapolis Lions, right up the middle, and it will be on the carry, Zach Nelson. So Nelson on a gain of 9.
And that was kind of like the first play of the game, barring the opening kickoff run back. The first offensive play Minneapolis had for 11 yards. First offensive play to start the second half, good for 9 yards.
Nelson, 3 carries, 8 yards. Minneapolis at the 39-yard line. Second down and 1. 2 receivers on each side. They go back to Nelson, right up the middle. He'll be stood up this time by Caden Isaacson. And Mac Chambers also there, as he got the first down on a gain of 2, did Zach Nelson.
And still all 11 starters out there for Southeast Saline on defense.
First down and 10 for Minneapolis. 42-yard line. 2 runs right up the middle for Minneapolis.
And not trying to go to the corner where they struggled in the first half.
I wondered why they stuck with that so long. Parks under center. Long count. Here comes the man in motion. Quarterback keeper, he's going to try to run it, and Danny Kerr is there to deny him and turn him away, along with Slade Johnson. And Johnson's going to help the quarterback, Ryan Parks, back to his feet after he lost 4 yards. Make it 5.
Slade did a great job working the offensive line right there, getting off of the block and able to make first contact, allowing Kerr to come up and help him finish the tackle. Minneapolis finds themselves in a very familiar spot tonight, 2nd and long.
Hey, you see Daniel Kerr come up there kind of like a missile. He's running really fast, but the reason he's able to do that is because the area has already been secured, that time by Slade Johnson. So it's good teamwork. Jed touched on that in the first half. Here's pitch out left-hand side. They're going to Zach Nelson. Nelson looking for the edge, and he got back to the line of scrimmage, or it'll be 3rd and 15.
It's worth noting there, too, as they go back out to those jet sweeps and the sweeps, their positive plays tonight have come between the tackles, right up the gut, and they keep going away from it. It's very kind of, I'm just confused. I'm befuddled almost.
Well, you look at the defensive line for Southeast of Saline, regardless of who's there, you're just looking at pure numbers, right? Yep. If you go hat on a hat, you should have 5 against 3. There's only 3 down defensive linemen for Southeast of Saline, so naturally the rest of the guys are playing sideline to sideline. Here's early movement by Minneapolis. They're going to let the Lions get away with it with no flag. Parks is rolling out. He's being chased, and he's going to be ran down at the 35-yard line. Mac Chambers was covering some area, boy. He was sprinting over here and ends up with the TFL.
Yeah, Mac Chambers ran about 25 yards right there from the middle of the field. Made contact with the line of with the lineman and backed off, and then just retreated in a great contained tackle in the open field by Mac Chambers.
A good coverage downfield by the Trojan secondary, but Mac Chambers closing in, and that puts Minneapolis in punt formation once again. They have a 4th and 12. Excuse me, a 4th and 17 they're looking at. Here's a nice glove catch on the punt by Tucker Thaxton. Now he reverses field. Look out, he has a guy to beat, and he's going to be taken down at the 39-yard line. Good tackle there, a little high, but taken down there by Mason Smith. I got the feeling if Tucker Thaxton made that edge, Russ, we'd be talking about another 6 points here for the Trojans.
Yeah, there was a lot of open field on the far side right there for Tucker Thaxton, and a great recognition right there on that punt that we didn't talk about was Danny Kerr was back with Tucker Thaxton. Realized that one of the gunners on the outside did not have anybody on him. He rotated up before the punt. Tucker saw that, came to the middle of the field, and was able to field that punt.
1st and 10 here for the Trojans. They're going to start out at their own 39-yard line. It will be Daniel Kerr at quarterback. He'll hand it off straight up the gut. They'll go to Grady Gebhardt. So the freshman, Grady Gebhardt, in there on offense, gets a gain of 4.
And if you did not pay attention to our broadcast or watch last week,
shame on you.
Yeah, because Grady had a great 3 carries for 15 yards and just absolutely runs hard downhill.
Gets 5 there. 2nd down and 5. Here's Kerr, southpaw quarterback, flings it out to Thaxton. He's dancing on the sideline. Gets across the 50 and tiptoes his way to the 47-yard line. That's a gain of 9 for Tucker Thaxton from Daniel Kerr.
Great job once again. Kerr just getting it, knowing right where he's going with it, turns, throws, doesn't wait to get the laces, puts it right on the outside shoulder, and Tucker Thaxton is able to get up the field for a first down.
1st down and 10. Ball at the 47-yard line in Minneapolis territory. Kerr, little read option, wants to keep it, has some space, bounces to the outside, has a couple of blockers, 35, 30, and then tumbles down at the 25-yard line. A beautiful carry there of 22 yards by Daniel Kerr.
And we saw Daniel Kerr have a 3-play drive where he scored a touchdown of about 54 yards opening against Rock Creek when Luke Gebhardt went down with cramps and came in. They called his number 3 times and had 45 yards and 3 carries.
1st and 10 at the 26. 3 wide receivers to the right-hand side. Kerr wants to throw again. Flings it out on the edge. It's going to be Thaxton again. And he'll have it inside the 15 as Southeast of Saline takes his football into the Can-Equip red zone.
And Tucker Thaxton now, that's 2 plays. He's been about a half step on that punt return and then on that of turning the corner once again. But a great job by Kerr to get that out quick, hit him in stride and able to get up the field.
13 yards. Thaxton now, a couple of catches for 19. 2 for 2 for Daniel Kerr. 1st and 10 at the 13-yard line. Here's Kerr. He'll turn, give it to Gebhardt. Grady gets just to the 10-yard line and then is turned back from there after a gain of 3.
That was a tough earned 2 yards right there by Grady. Got hit right away, but one thing I've noticed in the few carries that he's gotten in the last 2 weeks we've seen him, his in legs never stop turning.
They're going to save 1 yard there. Ball setting now at the 12. Southeast can still get a first down at the 3-yard line before they go into the end zone. Tight formation here. Daniel Kerr drops the football, and Minneapolis is going to be on it. Kerr came back to get it, but a guy in motion, Cameron Woody, was right there as well to carry out the fake. Those two kind of bumped into each other, and Minneapolis is going to take over on the fumble here for Southeast of Saline. So Southeast has a fumble, and they throw an interception in this game for 2 turnovers, and the Lions have it back, but they're buried deep in their own territory at the 13-yard line.
The snap a little low, and you can't afford for a snap, as Southeast needs to get some players out here on the field. As the play is live, we only got about 4 guys out on the field.
Trent Douglas, on top of that, comes out, gets the timeout at about the 20-yard line. Don't know that I'd want to be around him right now. We like to give Trent a hard time because he is he's one of the vocal guys of this coaching staff. And, Jed, we saw right there a quick turnaround. Minneapolis was ready to go. Southeast, with all these substitutions and all the plug-ins, they weren't quite ready to go yet, so they burned their first time out.
It appears as though Coach Gebhardt is going to the second string, both offense and defense, going to get some younger players, some action tonight, some live action in a live game against varsity players. Going to be good for them. Continue that progress and that growth that they start as early as junior high. He was talking about his meeting that he has with those 8th graders about how there may be some coaches who are a little bit loud and maybe are going to push you guys outside of your comfort zone, but he guarantees if you can stand through that, you're going to become better and better as a person and a player, and we're really seeing it tonight. This team, it looks sharp against the Minneapolis Lions.
And I think that's one thing to credit the expectations of this Southeast football team is you pretty much know what's going to be expected of you, and the standard is set right there. And that's one of the keys to success. Here's Minneapolis now, 1st and 10. Southeast still has a guy running on even after the timeout there. And Minneapolis is going to run it off to the right-hand side and get 2 yards.
Might look like Bryson Lippold right there was able to set the corner and get the tackle on that. Great job by him. Now it looks like Friesenman, they're playing middle linebacker as well.
Yeah, nice tackle there by Leopold. 2-yard gain that time. And getting up slow from the bottom of the pile is Mason Smith. His second carry, 5 yards. Talked about him a lot, even though he's only had 2 carries. He's had a lot of kick returns tonight from Southeast of Saline. 6:09 left to go, 51-0, still our score. Here's a give and a good tackle. And there's Grady Gebhardt coming from his middle linebacker spot, and he's able to make the tackle for loss on Minneapolis, throwing them back for a loss of 3.
That was an excellent read by Grady right there to fill that gap, gap recognition and know exactly where to go to the ball, and a great tackle in the backfield.
So another 3rd and long for Minneapolis. The Lions have kind of lived this life all night long. They have a 3rd and 11. They have to get out to the 23 to have a first down. Here's Nelson. Back to pass. That's Parks. Parks trying to get rid of some of these Southeast defenders. Tiptoes the sideline, throws a pass, and it's going to be incomplete. The nearest Trojan on the play. Actually, he's looking for Braylon Smith on that play.
Yeah, it almost looked like he was a half step out of bounds, boy. As he cocked the ball back to throw it, it looked like he had stepped out of bounds about the 10-yard line, but a great pass rush right there by the Southeast front 3.
Coverage by Marcus Davis for Southeast of Saline.
I was looking to see who that was, but it's a little bit far down on the depth chart from my board there. But great play for him to come across. Almost had an interception chance there, too.
Thaxton and Davis now will step back to return this punt. Smith standing on his own goal line here, and he'll uncork a high kick that will come to Tucker Thaxton at the 43. Slips one tackle, gets to the 40, still trying to knife his way through and gets to the 35. Might be the most exciting 8-yard punt return you're going to see as Tucker Thaxton took it to the 35-yard line in Minneapolis territory.
Yeah, make one guy miss, sidestep, make another guy miss, 2 more guys run by him, and after it's all said and done, 8 yards.
I want to remind you, go to the Salina Post Sports Twitter page to keep up to date with all the local sports coverage, final scores, the Bennington State Bank scoreboard, and all the updates. There's a very interesting article on Abilene football this week, as our own Tyler Henry helps engineer that. It is at S Post Sports on Twitter, at S Post Sports. Tyler does a great job with everything sports on that Twitter page. 51-0, our score. Southeast of Saline has the football just inside the 35-yard line. Daniel Kerr still out there at quarterback, and they're going to get a delay of game.
Yeah, I think that's
too long.
They were still running guys on the field about 10 to 15 seconds after the White Hat had blew the play that it was live. So, yeah, it is delay of game on Southeast.
Looks like Nathan Weller is still the center. There's a couple of guys on each side of him, though, that are new. Keaton Blake out there at left guard. Pistol formation, Grady Gebhardt at running back. He'll step off to the right-hand side, has some space, to the 30, out to the right-hand side, 25. Stiff arm at the 20, and brought down at the 19-yard line. Grady Gebhardt with a long run there, and it's a 21-yard carry.
And there's a flag on the end of the play after. I don't know if it was a face mask. It's either a face mask or a horse collar. It appeared that's what the White Hat over there, or the officials on the far side of the field are discussing.
Grady threw that left arm out there for a stiff arm, and the defender said, I'm going to come around on the other side and get you. And those two got tangled up and went to the ground together after his 21-yard run. That went just inside of the 20 there in the Canaquip red zone.
Definitely was a horse collar on there. I had a nice view of that from the side, the sideline that I'm on. He wrapped around and got his fingers in underneath the shoulder pads and pulled him to the ground. Ref was right there, made a great call on it then too.
So half the distance to the goal will put the football at the 10-yard line. Grady's still in there behind Daniel Kerr, pistol formation. Kerr wants to pass, goes out to the right-hand side. Chase Van Amberg with the catch at the 5, goes to the 4. It's a gain of 6.
And another quick pass right there by Kerr, getting the ball out of his hand real fast. You know, you got that initial timer in your head at the quarterback of when you need to get rid of the ball, and he's done a great job.
Chase Van Amberg becomes the 6th Trojan to catch a pass here tonight. Run off the left-hand side for Grady Gebhardt, and he will lose 2 yards.
Yeah, it looked like Minneapolis right there just stacked the box and had 9 guys up there and just were out. Southeast just outnumbered on that play.
Clock continues to roll. 4:15 left to go here in the third quarter. No scoring so far here in the second half. It's 51-0 Southeast of Saline. Kerr now with a 3rd and goal from the 7. Gebhardt is his lone running back directly behind him. Movement early will put Southeast of Saline back 5 to the 12. Now 3rd and goal from the 12-yard line.
Yeah, and it looked like maybe an offense. The right guard right there was late getting into his stance as he wasn't quite set right there. So we have 3rd and goal from about the 11, 12-yard line.
So tight one. Chapman and Marysville at the end of the third quarter as we check the Bennington State Bank scoreboard. The Irish up 14-9 over the Bulldogs. Interesting game. Here's Daniel Kerr. Hand off to Gebhardt. He works the right-hand side, gets it back inside of the 10. Just by a football on a gain of 2. That'll bring up 4th down.
We were wondering if a spot right here we might see Wyatt Boyd try to kick a field goal right there. We talked to Gebhardt about that, and you talked to him about that in pregame. He kind of laughed a little bit. But we see he's got plenty of leg that can get it there.
His laugh and his chuckle said to me, I don't think so.
Yeah, you're right.
It's kind of that he patted me on the head and went, you're cute. 4th and goal now from the 10. Kerr rolling out to his left. Remember, he's a southpaw. Looking back now, he's trying to cut it to the inside, spins out of a tackle, still working his way, gets to the 5, and then he's going to be brought down there. Will be a turnover on downs, but Southeast of Saline will pin Minneapolis back at their own 5-yard line as the Lions come out to start another drive.
Yeah, and they're going to start another drive deep in their own territory here, and they can't afford to go backwards too far on the first 2 plays like they have every drive so far.
Isaiah Veneri there to make the tackle on Daniel Kerr. So Minneapolis first down and 10 from their own 5-yard line. See if this Trojan defense continues to stand tall. Just inside 3 minutes to go here in the 3rd. Here's the end around. Braylon Smith looking for space, has some. Flags fly on the far side as Smith makes it out to the 18-yard line, and we'll check the flags that are on the edge as he ran towards the Southeast of Saline sideline. It is holding Lions.
So that'll put the ball back inside the 5-yard line.
Boy, one of your best offensive plays of the night, and then we find out why. So Minneapolis will have the reverse lights on now, going back inside the 5, getting themselves buried even deeper, back to the 2.5-yard line.
Got some more new guys checking in on defense. Grady Gebhardt and Friesen playing middle linebacker in the last possession, and 2 new ones out there that we'll get for you on the next play.
Hard count here by Parks. Trying the inside run. This might be a safety here for Southeast of Saline. Now the ball comes free. It's in the back of the end zone, and Minneapolis recovers it, but it's going to be a score? Or are they saying forward progress just to the outside of the end zone?
Are they going to mark that about the half-inch line? Inside the 1.
Okay.
Great job by that front 3 for Southeast in the game now, just blowing that play up right at the initial contact.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter who it is, right? I mean, it's just kind of plug and play right now. We see freshman Brody Chambers in there. Also, we see Brenton Heller in there. Also looks like maybe Nathan Weller playing in there at the right end. There's Minneapolis now in a quarterback sneak trying to get out of harm's way, and they might pick up a football. Everybody in there for Southeast of Saline. On that play, Brenton Heller, one of the first guys to arrive. Also coming off the bottom of the pile is Killian Vaughn.
Minneapolis once again put in a 3rd and 10 plus.
They are back on their own 3-yard line. 51-0 Trojans. Here in this battle of 2 teams that are 2-0 coming into tonight. 3rd down and 12. Ryan Parks wipes his hands off. Now he's back under center. Has a guy in motion. He wants to pass. Over the middle. It's going to be deflected, it looks like. Coming over late for Southeast of Saline. That looks like Gannon Jacobson. Gannon in there playing one of the defensive back spots right now for Southeast of Saline.
Also got freshman Evan Watkins out there at middle linebacker as well.
Evan's a sophomore.
You're right.
Marcus Davis back deep along with Gannon Jacobson. Gannon bobbles the football. Now he has it, and he's going to try to stretch it out to the right-hand side. He's at the 25, slips out of a tackle, and then gets driven out of bounds at the 23. 49 seconds left to play here in the 3rd quarter. Southeast of Saline will take over on offense as we watch this exhibition of everybody on the roster continue. First down and 10 for the Trojans after return by Jacobson. They'll start out at the 22-yard line. in Minneapolis territory. Shortest field of the night. But they've been living right on field position tonight, thankfully. Or I should say thankful to that defense.
Yes.
You knew what I was trying to say.
Exactly.
Jacobson now in there at quarterback. He turns, tries to hand off. His running back's not there, went the other way. And now Gannon is just going to tuck it and try to get back to the line of scrimmage. Lost 2 yards.
Yeah, maybe a little miscommunication there. Is another Jacobson in at quarterback now, who has a lot of hype around this young kid that we're glad we're able to get a little bit of vision of him early in his career.
2 receivers, left-hand side. Jacobson on the pitch. This is going to be to Marcus Davis, it looks like, and he has a nice run out to the left-hand side. Ryan Parks on the tackle.
Just on the edge of the Can-Equip red zone.
5-yard carry that time by Marcus Davis.
Maybe in it by half a football.
3rd and 7 for Southeast of Saline. What could be the last play of the third quarter, if they want to run a play here.
I think they're going to have to run a play. Yep. The clock's not running.
Yeah, he went out of bounds, didn't he? 13 and a half seconds left to go. Jacobson moved Davis over to right hip. He has 2 receivers on the right-hand side. Jacobson following a lineman. He'll tuck it away. Looking for positive yardage. He'll make it to the 17 and get 3 yards on the play, and that'll be the end of the third quarter. At the end of 3, no scores so far here in the second half. Southeast of Saline leads it over Minneapolis 51-0 as you listen on KINA and watch live stream video presented by Assaria Hardware and Oil on SalinaPost.com.
Suburban Appliance Center is your official dealer for Traeger grills. Check out this 6-in-1 versatile unit that grills, bakes, smokes, roasts, braces, and barbecues. Suburban is your exclusive dealer for the Traeger Timberline series, and they have your Traeger spices too. Suburban Appliance Center, they are locally owned and they offer appliance brands like Amana, KitchenAid, Whirlpool, and of course Maytag. Suburban also offers exceptional service. Suburban Appliance Center, 1900 South 9th.
Prairie Land Partners has made it easy for you to shop online. Choose your equipment, pick attachments, and even apply for financing all at jdbuyonline.com. Whether you're looking for a John Deere riding lawnmower, compact utility tractor, utility vehicle, or compact construction equipment, Prairie Land Partners has what you need to get the job done. Get started shopping today at jdbuyonline.com.
Delivering the right solution. Prairie Land Partners.
Work hard, play hard. Good luck, Trojans from Roselawn Memorial Park in Salina. To learn more, visit roselawnsalina.com.
Southeast of Saline ready to go here as we start fourth quarter action. Trojans leading 51-0, and they have a 4th down and 7 at the 18-yard line. Jacobson rolling out to pass, looking downfield, has the ball hanging by his waist. He's going to let it go to the end zone and knocked out a play. A big play on the defensive backfield by Ryan Parks, diving to knock that Jacobson pass attempt out of the air.
Yeah, and that was going to be a touchdown, but a great, great play right there by Minneapolis to defend that and get a turnover on downs.
Really great patience by Jacobson as he rolled out, but he might have held on to that football just a little bit too long. Had he released it a second or two earlier, might have been able to keep his receiver more inbounds and a little bit open in that pocket in the zone that he had there. But great patience by the young man.
I think we also need to tip our hats to Daniel Kerr. When Dan was in the game at quarterback, he went 3 of 3 passing the football. There's a guy in motion for Minneapolis. They give him the ball. And trying to stretch it to the outside is Braylon Smith. And Smith get a few yards on first down. So they're going to give him a gain of 5. That'll bring up 2nd and 5.
At the Minneapolis 23.
Some more newcomers in now. Getting some other guys some reps here. From what I understand, we'll have a running clock in this 4th quarter.
Kenyon Douglas in there. Landon Albright in there as well. Here's a spin move at the point of attack. Zach Nelson with a nice run as he picks up a first down for the Minneapolis Lions. Advances the football out to the 32. That's a gain of 9. for Zach Nelson.
Great run there by Zach Nelson, and kind of noticed that he's run pretty hard, getting a lot of reps tonight, even though a lot of them are off kickoffs, but a great run right there on second down.
Out to the 32-yard line where it's first down and 10. Evan Watkins in there on defense. Talked about Davis and also Jacobson, both out there. Here's the inside handoff to Smith, and he will run it down the right-hand sideline. Mason Smith trying to work it to the outside on a gain of 8.
Mason Smith in motion, taking the
Malachi Hopkins out there as well for Southeast of Saline.
Evan Watkins.
And Malachi Hopkins made that play back there on first down. Great job of stringing it out by the young man.
Also Trayton Olson on the field.
We're going backwards here, though. Jed, I'm going to send it down to you. Did you catch on that penalty?
Yeah, our head official tonight is very, very casual with his sign, so it's hard to read him out. But this was a holding penalty called on Minneapolis. They took him back 10 yards.
Thank you, sir. First and 20 now, back at the 21-yard line. Minneapolis keeps it a tight formation. Here is a handoff into round coming. And a nice carry, but the ball comes free. Southeast of Saline has a chance at it. A Lion and a Trojan doing battle after Braylon Smith coughed that football up after a gain of 10. And they're going to say Minneapolis retains. Boy, a heads-up play there by Tucker Smith coming in and diving on that football. There's a plethora of Smiths here tonight. Jed should feel right at home.
I certainly do. Great run there, but even again, I'm saying it again, the team speed, even on these second, third string players out there. First guy hit him, second guy hit him, third guy knocked the ball loose. They don't finish running and after the ball to bring him down until that whistle blows, and you can see it even all the way down the depth chart.
33-yard line, it's second down and 9 after that gain of 11. Remember, Minneapolis had a first and 20 after the holding penalty. They go back to Smith. Braylon cutting back inside, and he's going to drag a couple of Southeast of Saline defenders across the 35 to the 37-yard line.
Yeah, Malachi Hopkins is doing a great job out here at the right cornerback spot of turning these stretch plays back into the middle of the field to all his comrades there in between the hash marks. But just a great job by a young man who doesn't see a lot of playing time.
38-yard line is the line of scrimmage, third down and 4. It's got to be exciting for these young kids, though, to get this varsity time. Here's the inside handoff once again. We're sweeping to the right-hand side. Mason Smith, he cuts it back to the middle, gets 2 yards, and fourth and a yard coming up.
A scoring update from the Bennington State Bank scoreboard. And Clay Center 5:27 left. Clay Center 51, Abilene 7.
Fourth and a yard at the 41-yard line. Still 51-0 Southeast of Saline. We've gone through this whole second half so far without any scoring. After Southeast of Saline blew up in the first half. 4th and 1 at the 41. It's a healthy yard, though. They're going to run it straight at the gut, and that's going to be Zach Nelson once again. A gain of 4 on the play for Mr. Nelson.
And Minneapolis flirting right now with the first time all night of crossing the 50-yard line. See if these Southeast underclassmen can keep Minneapolis out of the end zone and keep this score at 0.
First down and 10 at the 44. 46. Here's Mason Smith stretching to the left-hand side.
Smith bringing it here to the near side.
And a big hit over here. Again, that's your guy there, Malachi Hopkins, Russ.
Yeah, I've been watching him since he's been out there, and he's reading the play very, very good for an underclassman, and just a phenomenal job out there. He's well undersized, that they have him listed at 125 pounds, so sticking his nose in there and playing great defense at the corner position.
Part of that freshman class is Hopkins. Second down and 6. Now as the ball is free, but it's going to be picked up, and a big hit there by Southeast of Saline. Who made that hit, Jed? I could not see a number there.
That'd be number 6 right there out there on the finishing him off, and number 5 was in there with him on the tackles. A little tandem team effort, team tackling.
Marcus Davis, Gannon Jacobson. Back to the 48-yard line.
Your quarterback and running back showing they can play defense as well at the middle linebacker position. How versatile is this team, though, when your third-string quarterback is also a backup middle linebacker?
Just get on the field, right? See what you can do. Here's a pitch out to Nelson this time. He's stretching it out left-hand side, has some running room, and then tackle grabbed around the ankles. That might have saved a big play right there by Malachi Hopkins. Minneapolis does get the first down, but that could have been an even bigger play if Hopkins doesn't make that ankle tackle.
Yeah, don't wrap him up right there. He could be still running up the sideline. Minneapolis now in Southeast territory for the first time tonight.
36 yards on 8 carries for Zach Nelson. Frontenac, a participant in the state title game last year in Class 3A over Bishop Ward so far, team to third, 12-0. Also Holton over Hiawatha, 41-7. A couple of the heavy hitters in Class 3A. Here's the quarterback keeper by Ryan Parks, and he will get 8.
Another lineman checking in for Southeast. Looks like Calvin Simmons is a freshman, and they have him listed at 230, and I don't know how tall he is, but he is towering over down there on that offensive line. So once again, this freshman class just extremely loaded with talent, and good to see them getting on the field and getting some playing time.
Heston over Hillsboro at the end of the third quarter, 14-12, as the Swathers going at it with the Hillsboro Trojans. That's a future opponent for Southeast of Saline in Hillsboro. We will see them in district play. Here's a pitch out. Nelson, right-hand side, makes it to the 30-yard line, and that'll be a gain of 5.
Great job right there by stringing it out, just unable to kind of set the edge and turn it back in, as he was just able to turn the corner and get enough for a first down.
Chapman over Marysville. This game has gone final, 22-9. Chapman wins. So the Irish over the Bulldogs. From the 30, first down and 10. Minneapolis. They go back to Nelson. He wants to sweep left-hand side, and he is going to get 2. Evan Watkins down low to make the tackle. Also in there, Calvin Simmons, another freshman, 230 pounds.
And I don't know how tall they got number 79, Calvin Simmons, listed, but he's every bit of he's 6'2". He's a big boy down there.
I mean, he's a guy.
He's a grown man out there.
That's awesome.
And he never gave up on that last sweep play. He was chasing the running back down from behind and almost made the tackle.
Second down and 6. Minneapolis in Southeast of Saline territory for the first time tonight here on this drive. Here's a quarterback keeper by Ryan Parks trying to stretch it out to the right-hand side, and he will get a gain of 1.5.
And a great tackle right there. I couldn't really tell. Looked like maybe, help me out here, Devin, 48 as I'm looking at his jersey. Maybe Bryson. Too far away.
Seeing the different styles of offense here with Southeast getting way ahead early, it really took Minneapolis this slower game plan out of the game entirely. And now they're just trying to get something going when it's too little too late.
From the 26, Minneapolis might run out of time here. This running clock, it's not stopping for them. They're going to go back to Mason Smith, and he will be corralled at the 25-yard line after a gain of 1.
And that'll bring up 4th down. So it looks like Mason Smith might be a little slow to get up after this play.
So we have our first stoppage here in the fourth quarter with 1:33 now is where they stopped the clock to play. We have gone through the second half without any points. Southeast of Saline did all their heavy lifting in the first half and really got off to a great start in the first quarter, scoring 24 points. At the end of one, they led 24-0. They tacked on 27 more in the second quarter to lead 51-0. And we've had a running clock here in this fourth quarter of play, and things have been accelerated now. 1:33 left to go, and we have a Minneapolis Lion down.
And we saw last week that penalties were big in the first half against Southeast. It seemed like the laundry was always going against them for a hold, a late hit, whatever it was. But This game, they've cleaned it up a lot. It seems like, you have a few false starts or delay a game when you're exchanging players and going to underclassmen, which I don't want to say you can expect that, but you almost can expect that.
Yeah, and that second offensive drive for Southeast of Saline was littered with penalties, but Southeast was able to overcome it and still get into the end zone. I know Coach Gebhardt doesn't like that, and when competition gets better towards playoff time, those are things that you may not be able to overcome, but tonight it was okay, and as you said, they've kind of polished things up as this game has moved on. He got the kick return for a touchdown. I know that will make him happy, as we will talk to him here in postgame coming up in about 90 seconds. 4th down and 4. Ryan Parks has the football. He's going to throw it out. It's nearly intercepted out here in the flat. A beautiful read by Southeast of Saline on defense. That one should have probably been completed there by Bryson Leopold. He went up, got the football, and the freshman could not complete that interception. That's probably good for Ryan Parks because that would have been 3 interceptions out of 4 pass attempts.
Yeah.
But not able to complete it there.
Yeah, and you go back to, maybe that's why Bryson's running off the field and he plays defense and not offense right there. But a great job and a great read by that young man to back up, sit down in the zone, and sit right in the flat and almost pick that ball off.
But I think you try to make statements every week, right? Mitch Gebhardt will always tell you they want to go 1-0. But if there's style points awarded for anything, I think this game will have that because I think anytime you have 2 undefeated teams go out, no matter what time in the season it is, you kind of pay attention to that a little bit and see where the measuring stick is. And if the measuring stick was out tonight, it was all purple. Southeast of Saline dominated the first half and was able to get some extra work in here with their younger roster.
You go hear the saying that, well, this one was over at kickoff. Well, this one technically was over at kickoff when Southeast took the opening kickoff back for a touchdown.
We will recap all that. The officials have told Southeast of Saline, I think, that they do not have to run another play, and they will not as we have our final score. No points in the second half. Southeast of Saline through the first half did all of their heavy lifting, and they win this football game 51-0. The Trojans will move to 3-0, and we will talk about it when we come back. It's the postgame show brought to you by Commercial Tire Centers. Coach Gebhardt, final stats on this one. And also our Vernon Jewelers Gym of the Game, all to come. Postgame starts now on KINA.